hello. Hi, Bitty. How you doing, the dude? I've got my emotes, there you go. Welcome in, mate. I'm just trying to do a couple of little cheeky posts. Whip up some interest, you know. We are live. There we go. Right, that'll do. I'll put up a story and whatnot. See what happens, shall we? That music is loud. Fair enough. Let's turn it down. How's that, mate? I don't know any of the levels. What any of the levels are like. I'm using Streamlabs music this time round. We used it last week, and it's free. That's the main bit. It's free music. So I don't know if I have to actually quote it in the description. I hope not. Different, baby. Vastly different to yesterday, mate. Yeah. Mate, everybody who's just joining us, we stream live on Twitch Wednesday and Friday, and we do a jukebox, so you can actually request songs. And everybody was playing some pretty wild tracks yesterday. We had a really good time on stream. So today's going to be more chilled. I just want to show you all what I was doing on yesterday's Twitch stream. And we were just painting up some Bushido. So I'm going to do a video on these. Which I'm quite excited about because I'm getting into Bushido, right? Make sure my light's alright. There you go. As I love my small miniature games, war games. Ooh, some more tufts. Just found some tufts. So basically, I've done a little bit more since then. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm too quiet, do you reckon? Okay, what I'll do, mate, is I'll just turn that down to there. How about that? Is that better? Even more. There we go. Mate, I've literally put the volume on about 20%, less than 20% on the app itself, which is pretty wild. Monitor is wonky. Okay, yeah, here we go. So here's the bear. So this is the Minamoto clan for Bushido. And we did some basing yesterday. So I wanted to go for a Japanese style mountainous sort of thing, and with a couple little pools of water. So that should be dry now. Yeah, it's a little bit sticky still actually, so I might have to oh no, I just put a fingerprint on it. No! What am I doing? I'm it's still a bit sticky. Let's try pressing into it with our fingers. Apparently that's not cured. I left this overnight and it had a UV curing. So it's been in the flipping UV curer that I use for my 3D printing. It should have sorted itself out, but apparently not. The green on the base looks natural. Thanks, mate. That is literally what I was going for. I wanted to go for a cool looking sort of Japanese mountainside with a bit of moss and stuff, old rocks, right? They've been sat there for a long time. I put little cheeky bits of water effect in a few places. I'm going to be using this on my turnip stuff as well, so I'm going to show you where I'm going to do that. But I just thought I'd quickly show you the bases. And I have picked a colour scheme as well for these guys. And following, we were having a chat about it yesterday. Looks like I've chipped some primer off there as well. Metal models, mate. No matter what you do, you're always chipping bloody paint off them unless they're varnished. When these are finished painting, they're getting a gloss varnish, and then they're getting a matte varnish. They're going to be locked in tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of doing... I'll show you this guy, actually. I think this is probably my favourite. Look how clean he is. Such a nice sculpt. I'm going to be doing probably like a red non-metallic metal effect for the armour. Because like it's Japanese style armour, right? They've got the Tetsubo here. I'm going to do that in like a really dark metal. And then I think the cloth, we're going to do like a pale sort of sandy white tone. And then I'm going to do a sky blue robe. So something like this. Sky blue robe. The elements of the red in there for the armour and stuff like that. Maybe like bandanas and things I might do in red as well. But I really like the idea of doing like a sky blue for the mountain clan. Which will look quite cool. And I'm thinking of maybe doing some freehand patterns on this guy because he's got quite a nice surface of cloth here, right? There's quite a nice open area. So this could be quite a fun demonstration of, like, and I'll film this on YouTube and I'll do like some sort of effect. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. We'll see. I really like him. This chap, he's the big boss man, so he's like heavily armoured. He's got his Tetsubo. He's an absolute beast. I played a game with them already, so these are the miniatures I got given by my mate, who is like the Bushido master. I need to talk about prints on me if I can find something in the hobby cupboard. Got a competition I might enter in October. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, no worries. Any the theme is veteran. That should be interesting. Yeah, no worries, pal. Just send me a DM. Vite, I think, it also needs to send me something about wanting some stuff being printed. My printers are running pretty much round the clock at the minute, but I'll try and fit yous in. No problem at all. Right. Then this guy, I think this is probably one of my favourite models from this set. Just like how I love this guy's pose. It's how he's like, this is the blacksmith, right? So he's bowed his head. He's got a fresh Tetsubo in his hand, and he's looking pretty cool. Are you going to go with traditional Japanese style or more of a fantasy take? I need to quote you for some heads still. Right, have you sent the files over? Once we've got the files, I'll be able to do a quote on those. It's a weird one because like people don't really want to share the files, but I need the files to be able to quote on them. That makes sense. Right, let's get the turnip stuff on the go. So last week, this is where we're at with the turnip army. So much crap on this desk. Right, we've done 2 crabs. This crab, the second crab, actually needs a bit more work. So I think what we'll do to warm us up is we'll start off with him, and I'll just add the freehand bits. All I'm doing is doing stripes. It's not going to be that hard. Why is my chat not caught up? Okay, YouTube's chat seems to have caught up, but my like Streamlabs chat is stuck on Deep Fried Johnny's last message. There are no files for the heads, just a request for some random heads. I have some files to send on. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I can sort that out after the stream today. And then today we're going to be painting up these brutes. These happy chappies. So, I'll be honest, I have kind of missed one of them. So I thought they were squads of 5. I've made 5, but it turns out they're a squad of 6. So I need to kit bash another one. Which means I'm going to have to kit bash another 11 of them, because I want another squad of brutes. I want to do like a sword and shield, like meat wall coming at people. So just quickly show you the other crab. So this is what we painted on last week's live stream. And I've done the oils and everything since. I think I might just change some of the bits on that mushroom there that's coming out of him. And then this is the one that we painted up for, and we've put up on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Very pleased with how he's come out. He looks so much better like live on camera. Yeah, this guy's come out pretty good too. From like all the oils and everything. I've done the Feast of the Charybdis symbol on the shield rather than on this flag because this flag is rather flaccid. There's not a lot we can do about that one. So, let's get painting, shall we? Let's get my wet palette out. Sound glitched a bit, did it? Ooh, weird stuff. Just finished a coffee. Welcome in everybody who's just joining us. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you were with us last week, really appreciate you joining us again this week. We're going to be doing Turnip Time, Hobby Time, lives every Thursday, same time. Then we do normal paint streams on Wednesday and Friday on Twitch. So it's just to see if we can meet some new people, really, because not everybody likes Twitch. Have you done something different? Your lighting seems better. I'm just sort of like trying to angle my light bot. Like I've got it's called a Lightcraft Pro. So it's like a clamp stand that with like an arm, right, that comes out. And the actual lamp bit is quite wide. It's probably about the length of my arm, right? So it's really awkward to position and get right with the camera because I'm constantly like knocking the camera with the lamp and stuff. So I've just sort of like pulled the lamp a bit closer. So it's just see if we can get a better angle for you. Well, there you go. Let's crack on. So, what's everybody up to today? If you want to share any of your work, you're more than welcome to do so. You know where to put it. I think there's a link to Discord in the description of this video. So if you'd like to jump in there, you can do. I'm looking for a black. I've got like everything out. I didn't tidy up yesterday, to be fair. All of my airbrush stuff is out because we did some airbrushing yesterday as well. I am very happy with how these bases have come out though. I keep looking at them and going, they're so cute. They look like what I wanted them to look like, which is not always what happens. For those of you who know, every plan does not foresee contact with the enemy, does it? Maybe it's my app settings. Well, one thing's for certain, Deep Fried, is that the quality will be better on YouTube straight away because Twitch, you're required to be a partner on Twitch to be able to upload 1080p, right? So immediately on YouTube there's none of those limitations. It's literally as limited as my quality of my gear, right? Which I've got a 4K camera here, so in theory my quality should be pretty good. And it's my upload rate as well, so it's limited by those two things. As always, chat, likes, pop us a like, because likes mean that the algorithm says this is a nice video. Chris B's back. How you doing, pal? I've seen Chris B is doing a tournament. So, Chris B, if you want to link that into the Discord, I'll link that into chat. So it's a Turnip28, because I don't think YouTube Live likes people commenting with links. So if you want to pop it into the Discord, I will literally post it up for everybody to see. So he's hosting a tournament for Turnip28. Very excited for that. It's going to be awesome, awesome sauce. Let's catch up with chat. You don't want to see what I'm working on, customer broadband orders. No, I'm okay. you crack on, mate. Working then, going down to Griffin Gaming to pick up the new General's Handbook for AOS. Nice. And also going to take the boy for a cake at the Griffin Cafe. Lovely jubbly. Nice, nice. So Deep Fried Johnny's local store is Griffin Gaming. Griffin Gaming Harlow in Essex. So if you're down that neck of the woods, definitely go and check out Griffin Gaming. And the cafe next door is absolutely awesome as well. They are hosting a once per year event as well, so it's called GriffCon. Fortunately, I wasn't able to attend this year, but my aim is to get down next year. Looks like it was an absolute blast this year. They had guests like Rogue Hobbies, Peachy Tips, Esme, streamers from all over. Yeah, absolutely fantastic event. I went to it last year. We had an absolute blast. It was lovely just to meet everybody, to be honest. Like, put faces to names, names to faces. I am planning on doing a Squidzilla meetup sort of thing this year. For those of you who are interested, I'm going to post something about it. Because I'm just trying to find a venue at the minute. My local board game cafe is not too keen on having a few people, like, because, like, obviously he requires people coming in, buying food and drink and blah, blah, blah. So it might be better for me to hire out a hall, because then we've got more space. Because I want to basically put on a load of different games and, like, basically have somewhere that we can have some food, have some drinks, and just really, like, enjoy. Crispy doing design work today, hopefully hoping to get some hobby time in later. I need to build crew for my Oops All Stump Guns Grand Bombard cult. I saw something in the Discord about that, Crispy, that you're going to be running that absolute mad lad, like full bombard cannons. So the Grand Bombard and then stump gun, stump gun, stump gun. That's pretty savage. I don't know how well it'll stand up against, like, cavalry. Like, because cavalry will get on you pretty quick, right? Or the crabs. The crabs can deep strike, right? Hey up, Sync Master, how you doing, pal? Thank you so much for joining. What's cracking with you this fine afternoon, my buddy? I'm just quickly doing some stripes across these, across the tunics of the crew on this scuttler. This is my second scuttler. I'm only allowed 2 in the list now. I do want to do a third scuttler and just have it as, like, a display piece. But I have a third crab, which is the mount for my Toff, which you'll be seeing in another video, because he is going to be painted up a little bit better than the other stuff. I've been putting a lot more time and effort into him, because he is, like, the centerpiece model. So I always tend to do that. I'll put in a lot of time and effort into characters, and then bash out the units for a personal army anyway. You should have a delivery between now and 2 if you haven't had it yet. I've not had it yet, pal. So, ooh, that's exciting. Well, keep an eye on the traffic, on the tracking, because obviously we're live, so I won't be able to hear unless the wife hears the door. I might have to just go and warn her. But I think she's on outbound calls today, so you might be able to take it. But it'd be nice to open those up on stream for you all. So I've got a bunch of Star Wars Shatterpoint miniatures arriving from Sync Master for his commission. I'm very excited to do. That's going to be next week. We're going to be painting up Star Wars Shatterpoint pretty much all week next week. Obviously, Turnip Time on a Thursday is going to be exclusively for Turnip28 for the time being. I'm planning to do a couple of videos as well with the Shatterpoint stuff, so thinking I'll probably do 1 or 2 of the minis live this week, 1 or 2 of the minis live next week, and then painting up the others on YouTube for exclusive tutorial videos. That'll be the plan. I had a huge sense of pride yesterday. We were in town and he asked me if we could go to the Warhammer shop just to have a look. He's only 3 and you've got him hooked. That's amazing. You've already got him interested. Oh, bless you. Mate, it's something like that's really cute. That's something you can do with your kid as well. I like that because obviously your kids are they're gonna find a lot of interest in what you do, right? Initially, and then they start finding their own sort of likes and dislikes and stuff. Let's carry on with these. We're just getting some basic. We're going to be doing these sorts of stripes down the brutes as well. May actually do some different patterns as well on the brutes. My 3-year-old sounds like a plan. Awesome. My 3-year-old was just in town with his mum, who's trying to get her to go to the Warhammer shop. Get something for Daddy to paint. Oh, mate, did you tell her? Did you tell him to say that to your mum, to Mummy, so that she could buy you some more Blight Kings? Be like, psst, tell her I need some more Blight Kings for my collection. How old are yours, if you don't mind me asking, guys? Deep Fried says his was 3. It's really nice. Now we paint together. I can't paint guns in front of him, though, because he goes on about them at school too much. Did you get in trouble? Did you get in trouble, Johnny? Did the teachers tell you not to talk about guns? I think that's fair enough, though. Just like give them a couple of years yet before they sort of like start understanding guns. Like for young lads, like swords and archery and medieval stuff. Like I remember when I was a kid, it was all dinosaurs and knights. I loved knights. My first army was Bretonians when I was like 10. We have never actually been to the shop. He just saw the models in the window. Ah, I have an 18-year-old daughter, a 16-year-old son, and a 3-year-old. Okay. So I take it you've not managed to get the oldest involved. Probably wouldn't be seen dead with you with a hobby brush in hand. Yeah, him and his mates were making the out of Lego. Turns out it wasn't my fault. Some bloke was playing Call of Duty with his 4-year-old. Oh, no. Come on, mate. Give him a couple of years before you start getting him hooked on Call of Duty. Seriously. Never mind. What can you do? There we go. Nearly there with the stripy boys, and we can start work on some brutes. My school got my parents to bring a shrink in for me when I was very little because I wrote stories and drew pictures of people being skewered on steaks and eaten alive. My daughter's a digital artist. My eldest son just sits in his room gaming. They live with their mum, and my youngest has just got into Legos. All right. Proper gamer kid. Cool that your oldest is into digital art, mate. That's a pretty cool thing to do. Shows that it's in your genetics, right? The interest to create. I think I've been thinking about this recently as well. Like, I think my dad and my dad's dad have always been like, they've had like an artistic side to them. And while I, don't speak to my dad, but he does do painting and stuff like that, which is interesting. He does a lot of acrylic stuff. And like, as I grew up, I've always been interested in art. Like, I used to go to like an art club when I was a kid. I never studied it. Like, to be honest, looking back now, I wish I'd never picked psychology. I wish I'd just done art. Because I did like sciences and psychology and stuff like that. I wish I'd done an art. I did do an art GCSE, to be fair. But I wish I'd gone and done it at college as well, and maybe tried to pursue something from that angle. But you never know, do you? You never know what you want to do at that age. Like, changed everything. Like, my degree's in environmental science, and I'm trying to be a miniature painter. But that's life. The twists and turns. Right, I think we're going to move on from this other scuttler. I think I actually want to come back in and do some touch-ups on this scuttler, because it looks like I've chipped off a little bit. So before I do photos and things, I want to probably just change this mushroom a little bit, like tone down them spots a little bit. And I'm happy with everything else, to be fair. Like, I do like this freehand on there. Oh, we missed a stripe, actually. We could probably do a little stripe on this bit, because I was just trying to alternate. There we go. Like Dennis the Menace stripes. I think they look quite menacing. Let's have a look at these two. Let's look at these crabs next to each other. My eldest son's man was letting him play GTA when he was way too young. Oh man, mate, we snuck off and played GTA when we were kids. Like, I played GTA when I was young, when it first came out. I wish my art teacher had time to teach me the theory, but the class was really badly behaved. Yeah, at least you applied yourself to get a degree. I decided to try to be a butcher, failed that, and now in insurance, wishing I was a miniature painter. So weird, isn't it? The twists and turns of life. One of my mates trained as a butcher as well, and then got a job at doing sales, and then is now doing customer service stuff. So it's, all over the shop, isn't it? There you go. Well, my two scuttlers are basically done now. I just need to rim his base, which is not going to be too difficult. Happy, happy, happy. Right, look at these brutes now. So I'm quite keen on these. I wanted them to look like, I've seen a lot of people's versions of the brutes in the turnip artwork and the turnip groups. I'm going with a knightly feel, so I want them to be heavily armoured, ponderous, and slow on the battlefield. But when they get into melee, they've got all this rusted armour that makes them pretty tanky, right? Some people have gone for like a lot like heavy on the mutation front and stuff like that, which looks pretty cool. They look like bloated, mutated guys. I'm going to do a second squad of these with shields, because I've got these same figures here, and these are 28mm scale, as you can see, like from the height of them. Yeah, it's weird how life takes you, isn't it, mate? Like, I've been in it all sorts. I've been an English teacher. I finished my degree, moved to Spain for 3 years, taught English as a foreign language, left that, became a carer, left that, did retail, like, and here we are now doing artwork. I'll tell you what, I'm more happier now than I've ever been. So here you go. Well, I couldn't do what I'm doing without my wife, you know, because I'm not bringing in a lot of money. So my wife is keeping the dream alive at the minute, bless her. I'm going to take some of this off the sides here, because this always happens when you use super glue. Just so you've got a nice neat base. Boom, boom. There we go. There we go. Chat sort of caught up a little bit on YouTube. So I'm just using the Citadel painting handle here. I might just do the bases first and then work my way upwards, because we're kind of doing a little bit of a batch paint. I do want to leave one of them to paint as a tutorial. So I might, well, I've got to build another one, haven't I? So I'll probably paint all these and then build one specifically for a tutorial to finish the squad off, or maybe even the second squad we can do a video with, a full video, because that one's going to have freehand, because we'll do the shields. So all of the brutes in that squad will have freehand on the shields, which will be really fun. These guys, you know, they're there to get in there, chop heads, and get gritty and messy, you know. So let's get cracking. We're going to get some browns. So I'm going to get some Rhinox hide, and I think I used African Shadow or black leather. It was black leather. So black leather from Scale 75 and Rhinox hide from Games Workshop. I'm going to mix those both together. Chat, if you want to help support the channel on YouTube, join our memberships. They are there's varied different, well, there's 3 different variations of membership on there at the minute. Each comes with its own unique perks, and that's directly how you're going to support me keep doing what I'm doing, which is going to be making more and more and more tutorials and videos for YouTube on Turnip28 and lots of other games as well. Like I said, I'm painting up a Bushido army at the minute. I've got my Star Wars Shatterpoint army. Well, it's not really an army, is it? It's more of a squadron. So we're going to be doing some stuff with them. One of my mates, Hut Armories, from Twitch, he's been doing some custom 3D printed bases for me for my Shatterpoint stuff. So I'm very, very excited to try those and print those out. He's just edited them, so he sent me the file over it, and then he was like, right, don't use that one. I'm going to be doing something else to try and make the mud look a bit more realistic. So he's basically done like a crashed vulture drone, droid, which is like one of the sort of like, what would you call it, superiority aircraft, which is pretty cool. Wife said I have to do paid painting alongside my full-time job. Yeah, that's it, mate. You're bringing in the beans, aren't you? So it's like my wife, luckily for me, I mean, our tables have turned over the years, but you know, she started out and in Barclays, and she's been cracking on. You know, she's been working hard, and she's doing well now. So, you know, bless her, she's able to support me doing what I'm doing right now. Not for too much longer though, because the mortgage rates have just gone up. So we'll see how we get on. I think I'm gonna have to really try and pull my finger out and get a load of stuff done. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for a part-time job to top me up. Oh man, need to see you paint Black Templars so you can steal my ideas. Dude, well, I can do a Black. Tell you what, if you sign up for membership, I'll add it as a community poll, and we'll do a Black Templar how to paint guide. And I'll do it in my style, all right? I think that's a fair way of doing it, right? Or we can just paint one up at some point. I do have a load of Marines. I have Salamanders, I have Minotaurs. I've got a couple of the new... Tell you what, there's a model I've got that I'm probably never going to use. which is I think it came in the Indomitus box set. So it was like Indomitus. It was the lieutenant with the shield and the Volkite pistol. Probably never going to paint him for any of my army, so I could probably paint him as a Dark Angel for you. I won't mind doing paid painting if I was good enough, and with my full-time job, I can be fully flexible with work times. Terrible. My wife is a teacher, she earns 3 times as much as you do. Crikey. Yeah, well, I don't know your situation, mate. I cannot possibly quote. The only issue with like doing what I'm doing is like not having a lot of money, you know, because you want to go and take your wife out for a nice meal. Can't really do that very often. Luckily, I don't have any kids at this point. Luckily or unluckily, however you want to look at that. But maybe I will get lucky this year. We'll see. We shall see. And then at that point, I'm going to be like, right, I need to get a job. And I'll keep doing what I'm doing. It just means that I'll have less time to do whatever it might be. So I'll probably have to like sacrifice daytime streams and change it to like evening streams or something like that, which is fine. Because like the good thing about doing these live streams on YouTube is that, yeah, I've got you guys hanging out with me now, which is wonderful. Thank you everybody who has joined us. And for you guys for chatting away with me, because it makes my day. Like it really does. Like, gives me some company. But people get to watch it after. So like on Twitch, you've got the VODs, but the VODs are only there for a bit of time, and then they disappear. While with YouTube, they're up forever. So people can come back and they can check it out or whatever. I had a look and there was like a live stream, the first Turnip28 live stream. It's like over a year ago now. That's had like 1,500 views because it's been on there for a year, right? So more well, just generally painting live streams on YouTube is nice for people to check out and look at. There we go. We're just, I like to. Normally I leave the bases till last, but like after I did the Bushido models, I've really enjoyed just painting the bases. So I wanted to do those first before I did anything else. So I'm similar vein to this really, and it just sort of helps you visualize tone of the model as you do it. So I might kind of do that moving forwards, unless there's a lot of like airbrushing and stuff that needs to be done. I just want some extra pocket money. Yeah, well, it's good for that, mate. If you've got your full-time job and you want to do, you know, put yourself out there, you could just put like a Fiverr account up. You know, if you want to generate some income, get up on Fiverr. Probably the best way of doing it. Because it's already a fairly, what would the word be? You've got the big dogs in the commission painting business already. You've got like Siege Studios and a couple of other people who've been there for a long time. And then you've got a ton of independents out there. So the market is quite saturated. Therefore, it's based off like people's styles and popularity, really. So trying to get yourself out there, you know, live streaming helps. And of course, if you want to get in touch for a commission, you're more than welcome to do so. I can get a quote sorted, no problemo. Quotes are free. I also do a 10% off for the first time. Yeah, it is quite saturated now. I've probably not picked the best time to start this up, really, but at the same time, there's never a better time than now, is there? Can't be looking at it from that front. You've got to sort of be doing your thing, and you've got to be doing your thing as best as you can. And there'll be some people that like it, and they'll be your clients. Well, yeah, got some cool stuff to come as well. We've got the Shatterpoint commission. I've got a Cutlass Black printing at the minute, the Star Citizen, so I'm excited for that. It's a print and paint on a Star Citizen ship. It's going to be a lot of fun to do that one. Hopefully the print comes out okay. I've not checked on it since I put it on. So it's like a random one. Yeah, if you don't start somewhere, you never will. That's it. If you want to achieve it, you've got to chase it down. You've got to put the effort in, and you've got to do it. You've got to grind at it. And I've for sure had a lot of days when I've been struggling with motivation and all of that. Because like the other thing is you're self-motivated, right? I wake up in the morning, and you know there's a huge list of things to do. Like I've got to put products up on my Etsy store. I've got to sort out emails. I've got to do QuickBooks, bookkeeping. Got to get some. You know, if I haven't got a quote to sort out, I need to be like reaching out to people who I did quotes for and seeing, you know, chasing up on them. And you've got the commissions that you've currently got booked and you're working on, and you've got to swap the prints over, clean and ship and package all of the prints that are ready to go. You know, so it starts building up pretty quick, and you can find that your day just runs away with you. And I think that's the case with a lot of small businesses. Like I've worked for another online retailer, Goblin Gaming, like from its inception. I was their first employee, and that was a really, really interesting challenge. Really, I got completely sucked into it. You know, put in all the hours. I was putting in as many hours as the flipping boss was in many occasions, because like I started caring about it and becoming very passionate about it, right? And that's where you got to be with these small businesses. You just got to work every single hour that that you possibly can, live and breathe it essentially, if you're going to have a good go with it. There you go. Right, we've got those down. You've got to make money in a saturated market. You've got to niche it down. That's it, mate. That's another way of doing it. I know a couple of painters who were interested in doing like historicals, and a few people like focus on, like I was listening to, well, I was talking to somebody yesterday and they were talking about paying the Warhammer tax. So that's something, at the minute I don't have a lot of Warhammer content on my channel, and I don't really have much of an interest in doing Warhammer content, but I do paint whatever commission comes my way. Like I just did a massive Salamanders army end of last year. I've got some Blood Angels booked in. I've got some Space Wolves I did last month. So I do some Warhammer stuff. Just need to make some content with them. Right, so I think what we'll do next is we'll start blocking in all of the reds. Like I say, it's not going to be anything too difficult or challenging on these models. I'm thinking maybe of mixing it up a little bit, because when I look at the knights here, I've gone for like all red, and then metallic. So it's very simple. I'm thinking potentially on these guys, giving them like creamish trousers, just to sort of like add some different elements in there. Yeah, I think I'll do that actually. I'm going to do like a cream colour, because like once it gets hit with the oil wash, it's all going to get dulled down anyway. It's going to look nice and tasty. So I'm going to get my fave out, which is Mojave White. This is my new favourite off-white. Mojave White is incorporated into the schemes, obviously, because you can see all of the freehand stuff that we did on the crabs. That's all done with Mojave White. Scale 75 colour. Really nice little colour actually. And the coverage is nice on it. Give them brown trousers so nobody can see when they're scared. Mate, the Knights of the Charybdis never get scared. Brutes are fearless. One of their rules, mate. I think they can still get panic tokens, the same as everything. Like in Turnip28, like panic is like a really big core mechanic. Like when you get enough panic tokens, you guys will literally sprint off in the other direction. And you can gain panic tokens in a myriad of different ways, from actually fighting in combat to being shot at, failing morale tests, etc. get the panic tokens. But brutes are fearless, so I think that means that they don't generate panic tokens in melee or when they're shot at. So I've seen a few people actually do brutes as ranged units, which I thought was quite cool. I'm sure Chris B's played a lot more games, because I've actually never played a game of this. I've just filmed other people playing games. Like, I've literally filmed all the battle reports that I've done. It's me filming it, other people playing. So this is actually my first army, and I'm going to get my first game in, hopefully, when these are done. And I will be calling upon the community as well to see if they want to travel up or down to me to film some battle reports as well. So once the army's done, I think I'm going to literally focus on getting a load of nice terrain done. So we've got a nice pretty board to film upon. But it'll have to be filmed in my living room, so that's the other thing. Looking at the back of these guys' legs, I don't know... Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. It's not going to be a full plate all the way around the backs. It's like a half plate. That's fine. I think that makes more sense to me, because like having full plate mail is going to be like impossible for these guys to actually... Do brutes have any crab features? These guys don't, but they are leaning quite heavily into the crab theme. So, into the knightly theme, because these are the Knights of the Charybdis, right? Got my scuttlers. I'm going to be putting some crab motifs on them. So better watch out for that. We're going to be doing some little bits, cheeky bits of freehand. So I think I might just do like a couple of bits like on the chest plates, and I'm going to build a second squad of brutes, and they are going to have the crab emblems on the shields. So there's going to be a lot of freehand involved in those. I'm quite excited for that. Why is it called Turnip28, James? Okay. So Max Fitzgerald, who is an incredible game designer and artist, came up with this game and this concept a couple of years back now. And essentially those are 28, it's like the 28 community, which is like 28mm conversion, and it started off from like the Mordheim community. Lots of people on the back of Mordheim who were very, very, very much interested in kit bashing, converting and stuff like that. And from there, he's basically created his own world, which is revolving around post-Napoleonic, as if the Napoleonic War never ended, essentially. The world gets completely churned up into a festering swamp of mud, and something called the Root starts to evolve. And the Root is basically this mutant, semi-sentient root vegetable that starts thriving in this environment. And let's say it's due to like some sort of nuclear waste, or is it due to whatever? These things can just happen, right? Sometimes you can get like an evolutionary jump. And there are examples of that in history as well. For example, the Cambrian explosion. Somebody, like, species started to evolve eyes and stuff like this. And it happened over a couple of 100 to 1,000 years. But let's just sort of imagine a sped up timeline a little bit for this. Because we don't know how long this has been going on for. The world has just become this recessive, muddy situation where the turnip is... The root has essentially taken over everything. Everything lives on the root within reason, and then the root therefore lives on them. So people start going crazy. People start getting completely fanatical and seeing stuff, because as they're consuming it, they're getting glimpses of what the root can share as a whole. Sky's the limit. It's just it's full of imagination. It's full of like the lore and the fluff. Like, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. Like, Max is super, super generous with like people coming up with their own factions and lore, and in fact encourages it. So it's just very cool. I like the theme of the pointy helms and the stuff. You know, that's his artistic vibe. You know. Chris B, turn up on the docks September the 3rd. You can get plenty of games in. We'll be running some casual games on the Saturday too. Chris, I am planning to come down, mate. I just need to get permission off the wife. I'm hoping to see if one of my other older mates will join me on that venture as well. We shall see. But I'll speak to him about it probably in a couple of weeks. I know his health's not been very good recently, so we'll see how he's feeling and if he's up for it. If not, I'll just come down. Well, come across, because you're about 2.5 hour drive away, which is not too bad. Ironically, they are wearing frog helm. Yes, this is the style of the frog helm. Yes. The pointy helms are called the pig-faced helms. No crag references, unfortunately. That sounds a bit like the Argonians with the hist tree. The Argonians from Skyrim / what was it? Oblivion. That universe. More the merrier, yeah. Well, it'd be fun to do, and like what I'd probably do is try and bring a camera along with me, and try and film some bits, or like do some stuff on my phone, and try and get some coverage of the event. Because like the camera that I use, the batteries aren't very good, so I'd have to either buy some more batteries. But it'd be really fun to be able to try and film some of the games as we play them. Maybe even set up a live stream. I'll have to have a chat with you about it. So you've actually have a group to play Turnip28 because I found borderline impossible to play a niche game. I've got a couple of people around me who've started to pick it up. In the Turnip28 Discord, there is a whole bunch of people looking for games. So if all you have to do is post on there, and somebody who might be fairly local to you, you can organise to get a game in with them. It's not really something that plays a lot at local clubs. Obviously, it's still a very niche game, isn't it? So patience, my friend, and I'm sure with time will come more players to the game. Right, the more that we do it, the more that we support it, the more that we push it, the more content that we create. Like Chris doing what he's doing, for example, putting on an event for the community. You know, all that's going to do is it's going to increase interest in the game. You know, we get more photos out there. That's how all of these games grow. Like, I've just been getting into a game called Bushido, but Bushido's been going for 10 years, something like that. You know, and that's still a niche game, right? You know, but the models are sick, very, very cool. This is one I've just started. Been working on the bases, basically. I ended up, that flipping resin's not dry yet. Oh, hang on. Hey, something's happened. I heard like a little dingling. I don't know what happened then. Oh, we've got a subscriber. Thank you, Jojo. Welcome in. Welcome to the party, pal. Sync Master, if you're still in chat, my commission that you've booked in has arrived. So I'll just open this up for you on camera now. The trick to finding a group is to build 2 regiments and start press ganging your mates. Yeah. And the good thing about Turnip is you don't need a lot of stuff, right? 2 regiments isn't that hard to put together. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new Sync Master. I hope you don't mind if I eat your sweets. There's a box of sweets in it. Star Wars Shatterpoint. Appetite for Destruction. I need to zoom out a little bit. General Grievous box set. Oh, and the Jedi Hunters squad pack. Very, very excited to paint these. This is a commission. This is going to be painted to gold tier. So, very, very exciting. Da-da-da-da-da. So, I get to really, really go to town on these guys. Basically, I set a budget and then I tried to work within my budget. But yeah, super excited for that. Crack on, mate. I've got 2 regiments so far and we'll probably have 4 by the end of the year. Jojo, I just got into this 3 weeks ago. I'm planning on making 2 regiments just to try and show it off at the local hobby store. Nice. That's what it's all about, my dude. Yeah, I'm planning my 2nd regiment. So I've got the crabs here. And then I'm going to be doing a kind of like a cult. The cult of the squid. To go after our Discord. So it'll be like the channel army sort of thing. And I'm going to have a look at which sort of, because you've got your basic regiments, right, for Turnip28, and then you've got all of the cults. So each of the cults, so the crab army here, this is the Feast of the Charybdis cult. Okay, so they've got their own unique units. They've got some unique rules. And I'm going to have a little look and see what I can do, because I want to have one that's going to be like kind of Cthulhian, if I can go that way. Maybe more towards like that cultist vibe, like religious zealotry. And I'm gonna do a load of like guys in like robes and fanatical looking people, essentially. Lots of mutations, that sort of thing. Like absolutely weird and wonderful. So that's my plan for the next regiment for Turnip28. So, but they probably won't get done until after I've caught up on a couple of other projects. So like the Star Wars Shatterpoint stuff, for example, I've got to get my own stuff painted. I haven't even touched my core set yet. So I need to get on with that. But thank goodness for my wife's eagle hearing there. Eagle hearing, owl-like hearing. She's been able to get that parcel for that commission. So absolutely fantastic stuff. I would have never have heard the door going. But kudos from Griffin Gaming. Getting a rapid transit of the boxes, well packaged. As well. I'm also building units for multiple cults for each of my regiments depending on the theme, so I have some flexibility. Mostly just lacking cavalry. Oh, I see what you mean. So keeping the same paint scheme but then building a unit for each of the profiles in the game. Hello, Munchie. How are you doing, pal? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're live on YouTube. Just enjoying some chill vibes. We're painting up some Turnip28 units at the minute. These are brutes. So these are like the chunky, heavier infantry. Right, I've just done a little bit of like a cream layer on the back. There we go. That's that. Okay, next step. I think we'll do the reds now. So what I did for the reds last time is I got some of the corn red and gory red from Game Colour. No worries, D-Fry. Thank you so much for jumping in, mate. I'll hopefully catch you later. We're going to be going till probably about 2 or 3 o'clock today. I have some proper work to do, so it might be a shorter stream than we did last week, but it's all good. I've got the Star Wars Shatterpoint box set now, so the main commission has arrived. So we have to get cracking with that. I also need to change some prints over. And I also want to get going with the next video as well. So I've got my brutes already started off, as you can see. So I'll need to build up some more to be able to film a full how to paint tutorial on those. I mean, a couple of you quite enjoyed the longer form video that I did for the crabs, but I'm going to try and do a more tightly edited video. I'm really sort of learning video editing at the minute. I'm not the best. But we're getting there. So on the arms, looks like they've got chainmail underneath, and it's only really this bit that's red. Maybe I should have actually gone for red on the back of the legs as well then, because there's not a huge amount of red on the models. With this version of them, they've got full plate everywhere. So I wanted to tie it in with the army in general. Yeah, I think I might repaint the back of the legs here. And this is why, it doesn't matter too much if I do this, because I've just got to balance it with how the model's going to look overall. And I do want the red to come through as the main feature. To dirty up his feet a little bit as well. Obviously, the guy's been trudging through the mud. So I think with the infantry stuff, I'm gonna probably get some Sterling battle mire or something like that, and do some chipping and things. Hey up, Rick, how you doing? Love the roots coming out the back of his head. I'm gonna get some of these bits and pieces when funds allow. Card died. Aye, bless you, Munchie. It's alright, mate. Ain't going anywhere. And if you do want to get something when you're ready, the Etsy store is there. I'm also doing a Turnip28 only. Well, it's an exclusive code for the Etsy store for you guys. 15% off on my Etsy store if you type in TURNIPTIME. So the code is in the description of the video, as well as the link to the Etsy store. So check it out. Obviously, you're helping support me doing what I'm doing. I basically stick prints on, crack on with everything else, painting, change my prints over, package them up, ship them on. So it's just keeps me going, really. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on there, so it's not just turnip stuff. And I can also do, if you want anything printing, I can do you a quote on any custom printing. That's not a problem. But yeah, if you want to use that code, TURNIPTIME. Just finished work here and heading home. Nice to see some turnip. The turnip train don't stop. No, it ain't stopping, Rick. We're going to be cracking on, mate. We're keeping on rolling. I ain't stopping no turnip train until this regiment's done, and then a second regiment is done. Probably going to be Turnip Thursdays for quite a while on YouTube. Right, I've now hit all of the back of the legs, and the feet, and the little skirt with the red. I know I'm going over a layer of paint already. Like I say, this is a speed paint from me. Okay, usually I do a lot of detail painting. This is a very different style. And I really enjoy myself because it's just nice and fun. Keeping it simple. That's what you need to do from time to time. Like no matter what like level you're at in terms of your painting. It's always nice and fun to just do something quick and dirty and follow some nice little tips and tricks. Kind of make models look fantastic with very little time effort involved in them. It's what you need to do for army painting. But I will be spending a lot more time on the leader. I don't know if anybody in chat has actually seen my leader yet, my Toff. But he's pretty badass. He's on a crab as well. I am going to use movement trays. Yeah. I'm probably going to buy, you know, those Games Workshop ones, because, well, either that or I've seen some MDF ones. But I think the Games Workshop ones might be better because they're probably lighter weight. But I'll have a look. The MDF ones I've seen, they've got like slot bases for the circular bases because I've gone for circular rather than square. Well, I think having some movement trays is the way forward. But any sort of massed infantry, I don't really have massed infantry here, but it just speeds up like your movement. If you ever played a war game, it speeds everything up massively having movement trays, to be honest. My fave recently that you've done was definitely Solaire. Yeah, I've handed him over to the client now. He is very happy bunny. I really enjoy painting Solaire as well, dude. Like that was like, again, that was more of a speed paint style, but with some detail on top, right? I'd like to build more than I like to paint, so my wife likes to paint, and I always like, why can't you sculpt some cute frog or a mushroom, not another lobotomized ogrin? Well, for one, mate, I think it's amazing. It's actually amazing that you have managed to get your wife to paint your miniatures for you. So I wouldn't complain one iota, because you've actually roped her into painting. That's amazing. Hats off to you, pal. Hats off to you. That's incredible. I think I managed to get my wife to come and paint with me once. And that was like a Valentine's Day stream special on Twitch that I did. And like that was really like her sort of really putting herself out there for me, right? It's lovely of her. But she's not done it since. she does, you know, she has a little dabble in art, you know, every now and then she does a little dabble. And I try to encourage her to do some painting and stuff, and she's been getting into this like clay art. You know, she was doing that last year, like making jewellery out of clay art. But she's not done any for a while now, so I think that's maybe because I've distracted her with certain computer games. She's quite into Don't Starve and Raft at the minute. But she really got back into computer games playing Subnautica. Has anybody played Subnautica in chat? She absolutely loves those. So she's played the first and second game now. She completed both of them. Like she completed the first one, took her a while, like, but the second one she smashed that out really fast. I'm very, very impressed. It's either a much shorter game or she just got infinitely better at that sort of game type. You got nice big bases. Oh, sorry, let's catch up with chat. Jojo, The Cult Temple of the Swellings lets you put a big immobile model down that slowly spreads its tentacle tokens around the board. Ooh, Jojo, you might be onto something there, mate. I haven't actually had a look at the cult for what I want to do for the Cult of the Squid, right? The Cult of the Great Squid is going to be the channel army. So that could be what cult we use, my dude. That's a fantastic idea. That's so cool. We could have some like weird sort of root vegetable-y, tentacly, squid-like creature erupting from the swamp and spreading out its tentacles. Oh man, that's such a cool idea. Smart move, wish my wife just have a go. Not interested at all. My wife flat out refuses. You got nice big bases too, so they ain't gonna stab each other. I got tightly square base fodder and pikemen. It's a jigsaw to even get. Mate, Warhammer Fantasy. I used to play Warhammer Fantasy all the time, and yeah, I know what you mean. I literally built, like, when I used to do Warhammer Fantasy, like, I always used to build the back ranks. Like, you literally build them front to back so that each guy had a specific place in the rank and file so that they could all sit together on the base, if that makes sense. Like, that's kind of how I went to do it. She said she'll try embroidering a design if I make one on the computer. Yeah, you should do that, dude. Get her involved. Get to. She's gonna do like make a Nurgle design for her. Rick Lacey, my missus, is painting a dragon. Oh man, newbies always want instant good results. That's true, but like definitely show her some YouTube videos because there's tons of really good guides on how to paint dragons. That's awesome though that your wife's painting a dragon. Very impressed. I have some Nautica, not really got into it, but I'll try. Oh my god, if you do it on VR, you're gonna shit yourself, mate. That like that is it's a scary game. I'm not gonna lie, like that will make you jump. Oh. Wet the whistle. My mate used to number the bases underneath. That's a really good one. Second one's got a better story. Yeah, I think so, but it's got less. It sort of guides you through the game, so you can. There's less sort of discovery in it, but it's still a very good game, and it has more biomes as well. I think it's got less area to cover, but more biomes. So it's got like the land, glacier areas, lakes and stuff, instead of it just being all ocean with a couple of cheeky islands here and there. Either way, they're both like cracking games. Great balance between chill and horror. Yeah, man. Like if you just want to do base building, resource collection and stuff, you can do all of that. It's like, I think it's when you're sort of like trying to progress the game and you have to like go into these weird biomes you've not been in. The deeper you go, the creepier the things are that you encounter. Very cool. I have a dread fascination with the ocean. Possibly why the squid logo and the name of the brand is Squidzilla, you know? Like, I like Kraken mythology, and I'm always watching videos on like weird things people have seen at sea. I was actually watching one yesterday, actually. I like my cryptozoology stuff. I tell you what looks really fun, chat. Has anybody seen anything on the Hunt28? I actually have a game idea as well. I've got two game ideas that I've sort of been sat on for a couple of years now. That I've always sort of said to myself, I'm going to put some effort into these when I have time. But time never materializes. So I really am going to have to push it and try and get something sorted for those game ideas if I'm ever going to do them, right? But one guy I've seen recently, he's just gone and done it, right? He's just gone and done it, and he's created a rule set, he's put it out there for people to play test and check out. It's just a great idea, concept from start to finish. So it's called the Hunt28. So it's of the 28 community. So it's all about the kit bash, 28mm scale, all about jazz, all the good stuff that we like, and yeah, it looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be like crypto stuff. Yeah, deep sea oddity, stuff like that. I'm fascinated by all that, Andre. And to be honest, it'd be really fun to do a game around something to do with that as well. I love like Cthulhian lore. I love like Shadows over Innsmouth, like H.P. Lovecraft. You know, that sort of style of horror. I'm really quite interested in it. Ancient mythology. So I'm thinking of putting together a game around some of these styles and starting to bring stuff together. So stay tuned for that. I think what I'll do is I'll probably just create a rule set and create the backstory and then just put it out there for you all. Same as what a lot of these other creators are doing, and just get it out there for you. And then you can do, you know, if you like it, you like the concept, you'll just start kit bashing. You'll start your kit bash journey on it, and then we'll come up with some stuff, right? Max is inspiration on that regard. Like, it's a very hard market to get out into when everybody's so fixated on Games Workshop product. And is constantly chasing down the GW bandwagon. Like I say, you do have to pay a GW tax if you're going to get your channel even remotely noticed on YouTube, and you want to make it as a content creator in this industry. But since like there's such a nice niche community, like the 28 community, for example, that's a really good player base to help you launch a new game. And plus, like the 3D printing kind of genre that we've now got, the medium of 3D printing is allowing a lot of small creators to start going, right, here we go. The only thing I can't do is sculpting. I don't know how to do 3D sculpting. Kind of a problem. So I may have to look at potentially hiring somebody to do the sculpting for the models for me. Like, I keep thinking I'll look into it and I'll do it myself and I'll learn it, but I've never like given myself time to learn it. And I've sort of thought recently, like, you know, I'm a commission painter, like I need to double down on what I do. I just want to get better at what I do rather than trying to learn another skill. That's kind of like my viewpoint on it at the minute. But maybe when I start seeing the prices of people who quote on doing sculpting, we'll see. Hey, I've got to write the rules first. I think that's the first step. Write the story and write the rules. I'm waiting for the Kickstarter to drop my terrain for Necropolis28. Been printing out some gatherings for it. That'll be my next focus. Oh yeah, Necropolis28 looks very cool. I saw a guy on Instagram that I follow produce like I don't really know what to call it really, other than like maybe some sort of giant. But it was from Bestiaire Miniatures, which I really, really like. I've painted up a Bestiaire miniature for a client before and I've really enjoyed like the style of it. Very Dark Soulsy, very cool. Done a little sculpting, but I find hard modelling easier. I designed and printed my own stump guns. Nice! There you go. Like small little sculpts like that. Gonna help you get into it, right? Well, I've not even done the donut tutorial on Blender yet, so maybe I'll finish the donut tutorial, or even start the donut tutorial, and then I'll decide on whether I'm going to do sculpting or not. I don't mind a bit of kit bashing, you know. Kit bashing's fun. But I am meeting a few people who are just getting into 3D sculpting themselves, so maybe I can recruit a few people on the journey when I start putting out my game design. I've got a sci-fi game design, and I've got a kind of Victorian era game design that I'm going to go for. So I'm not going to give anything away just yet, but I think before the end of the year is when I kind of want to get my my plans out there for it, which would be pretty cool. Oh, knocking the camera. Right, we've hit some reds across these guys now. I will probably just do that sleeve because I've just missed this guy's sleeve over here, and then we'll start doing the metallics. Like I say, these guys aren't anything like super complicated. Just having some fun with them. Everything gets brought together with the oil wash at the end, which makes everything look really nice. It's also very simple. Nice little refreshing change. If anybody wants to share any of their work, usually do like a Whip Wednesday every Wednesday on Twitch. But I'm happy to showcase any of the work that you've done. Let's just check these around, make sure I've not missed any red bits. Yeah, like I only have 5 for the brutes. I don't know what I did when I built these. I thought it's a unit of 5 and kept it as a unit of 5, and then I was like, oh, it's actually a unit of 6. So I've screwed myself over a little bit. Hello, James. How you doing? I'm doing good. I got a free pack of Haribo, and the Star Wars Shatterpoint boxes have arrived. So got a big commission here to crack on with. 8 minutes. Well, you get 2 super battle droids on per base over here. So the General Grievous is actually 6 miniatures, and General Grievous himself is absolutely huge. And then the Jedi Hunters is only 4 of them. Well, obviously they're all Sith, aren't they? So that's going to be fun. Very excited to do that. And I'm probably going to do a full YouTube video on General Grievous. What are you up to at the minute? Obviously you've got your name. I might just crack this pack of Haribo. Give me a little sugar boost. Cheers, everyone. Need to fix your YouTube, can't say long. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Right. So, for the metallics, what I've been doing, chat, is I love these at the minute. So, they're called the Metal Alchemy series from Scale 75. Highly recommend getting this. It's a set of 8 paints, but you get, these are the main paints. There's another one somewhere as well. There we go, yeah. So, I've got black metal, thrash metal, heavy metal, speed metal, and then there's the white alchemy. So there's like basically like a pure white metallic, and then there's a purple tone, a blue tone, and a green tone metallic, and they're all quite interesting. So they're designed for mixing, and a lot of people usually don't really like mixing metallics. But if you treat them a bit like any other paint, and you paint them like non-metallic metal, you can actually come out with some really interesting looking metallics. Keeps that shine, which is exactly what we want for the Turnip28 stuff. I was literally listening to the painting phase talking about interviewing Richard Gray before. It was very, very, very interesting. Talking a bit about non-metallic metals before. Technically, white is metallic paint anyway. Yeah, technically it is. Well, it has similar pigments too. So there's all sorts of cool stuff we could do with this, but since I'm going to be hitting an oil wash over all of these metallics anyway, it's not going to be doing on these models. But I could, for example, take some of this black metal only and just get the black metal just in the bottom areas and start blending it with the heavy metal at the top and stuff like that. You know, you could do things that really sort of play into the colour tones. For me at the minute, I'm just using it to mix, and I've created probably an equivalent of lead belcher here. The other good thing is they're in dropper bottles, which if you've ever used Games Workshop paints, then you'll know that dropper bottles are a godsend. Met Peachy at the weekend, very nice guy. You did? Yes, you did. He is actually quite interested in Turnip28. So I've messaged him and I've said, you know, how you doing? Obviously I didn't get to go to GriffCon this year. I went last year and, you know, would have been nice to have met you. But I've basically said if he fancies having a game at some point. So that'd be pretty sweet if we can get a game of Turnip28 with him. And he'll bring a lot of attention to the Turnip28 franchise. So it'll be awesome if we can do that. Properly blended and highlighted TMM looks really cool. So we call that TMM, True Metallic Metals. Yeah, they look really cool. That's sort of what I'm doing on the IDNF Deepkin that I'd started off, dude. But since we're doing oil washes, chat, we are literally going to be putting a base coat on. And this is the joy of this paint scheme, because it's so simple. No stress. Get my base coat down, hit it with the oil wash, and then we use the cotton wool with a bit of the terps, and we can start pulling off the paint, and it essentially does your shading and your highlighting at the same time. It's very, very clever. You've got like this little belt thing running across there. Not really sure what colour to do that at this point. I might do it as a gold. These guys might have a bit of gold on them, right? Don't really know how much gold is in the turnip stuff. Maybe I'll do it as brass and like weather it with some verdigris. That might look quite interesting. I heard as well, Syncmaster, I don't know if it was you that said this or not, but I'll tell chat. One of our other fellow streamers on Twitch, Brannigan's Brushes and Alchemist Models, they locked Peachy in the toilets because they did like a speed painting competition, and Peachy went to sort of dry his model under the hand dryer in the men's toilets. So they snuck in behind him and like locked him in there. Which is pretty funny. Cheeky blighters. GriffCon was awesome. My first time. Oh, it's your first time. Hopefully you'll be able to make it next year. Yeah, man. Well, I'll give you a big hug. I do dish out good hugs. So I've seen loads of Munchie's pictures. Munchie basically doing a bit of cosplay stuff as well as his miniatures. and he's made this really cool like Nuka-Cola sort of fist weapon, as it were. Very cool steampunk cosplay. He was showing us before he went on that he'd done like a sort of bag with green goo in it, which hopefully didn't leak for you. The toilet incident was so funny. He came around the corner to change into my cosplay and they were all holding the door. Hold the door! Yeah, it sounded like a right laugh. Oh, I really wish I was able to go, to be honest. It's just unfortunate circumstance. I've had a very, very expensive year. Been my sister-in-law's wedding, so we've gone to India for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's just been a busy, busy, busy one. I'm going to do the weapon handles in black, I think, so we'll go with that. Yeah, it looks awesome, dude. You're saving already? Nice. Yeah, because like I'm up north, aren't I? So I'd have to pay for a hotel and stuff. So I think the wife is probably going to come with me this year. Sorry, next year. That's if it goes ahead anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope it does. I bet Brendan's already planning for next year already, which is awesome. And he's like, the transformation between this year and last year is quite significant. Go, right, we've got all the metallics done there. The base coat. I have to go from Preston, so I should start saving now just in case, yeah. If you're going to go, mate, then yeah, start saving, because the hotel, I think, was about 80 quid, something like that. But I bet there's people already like booking it well in advance. Right, just another reminder, one of those YouTube things that we need to do. Don't forget to click the like button if you have enjoyed chilling with me this afternoon. The like button will help this live stream get out to more people and just generally helps the channel as I grow it. And obviously your sub always comes in fantastically helpful, lets you know exactly when I'm going live with another YouTube live or posting another painting video. Got so much more to come. I've got so many ideas. It's just like time is the issue. Like with the Bushido stuff that I'm working on, I'm going to have some really nice tutorials on these as well. I think these are probably going to be like full painting tutorials on these. Really enjoyed painting them. Hello Gloin, how you doing, pal? Actually, I really like this bear's base. I think this bear's base has come out really well. Really like that. And I really like this guy's base as well, actually. Little mountainous stream sort of going by. Gone for like natural sort of colours. I basically picked up a load of like pictures of a Japanese mountain range in the summer and went from there. I was debating putting a bit of snow on them as well, but we'll see. What's happening, Gloin? How you doing, man? You working from home today? We were having a little chat about GriffCon a second ago. There we go. Right, it's just tidied up that little bit there. Okay, let's crack on with these metallics. Good, thanks. I wasn't, but I am now. Oh, right. Do you use some kind of coating for the water effects on the bear base? Yeah, man. I'll show you. So, bear base and this guy's base and this guy's base and this guy's base all have a little tiny bit of water on them. So, essentially, I just painted, I used Periscope's blue, mixed it in with some greens. And what I've put over the top, it is a resin. So it's like a UV pore resin. Hey Kador, how you doing, man? Welcome in. So I've added some extra tufts and stuff to it as well. I'll quickly show you that pore resin. I think I've got it in the bottom of the drawer. Yeah. So this is, this is from my wife's crafting box. She actually uses this for her clay jewellery, but I've commandeered it, shall we say. She doesn't know that I've grabbed it. But it's a UV resin. It literally just squirts out the top of there. It's a clear resin. She's been using it to like coat her jewellery and give it a nice like sheen. And then basically just get a UV light or a torch and you just shine it on top and it hardens. It's really, really simple. So when I'm going to do some pirates as well. So for Bushido, for the Jung Jung pirates, I'm going to do as my other army for them. I'm going to be doing a like water effect on top. So you can get like this stuff from Vallejo that you sort of layer on. It's like a white paste. You sort of layer it on and you make it look a bit like waves or ripples or whatever you want to do with it basically. And you can like, the more that you add, you can add white to it as well, white pigment to it and make it look nice and frothy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. How's it going, Kador? So Kador, I was at Kador's house on Monday. That's why I've now got a load of Bushido stuff because he's hooked me up. And we're going to be making some Bushido content as well as a nice little small game. I'm trying to convince him also to get into Turnip28, so we'll see if he gets some bits. So next time I see him, I'm going to hand him over a pack of Turnip28 conversion parts and say, there you go, no excuse now, get cracking, and see what he does. But he's got to get his Bushido army finished first, so I'm hoping he is now going to be sitting down with a brush in hand for the afternoon and hanging out with me and getting some paint on his... I think he's going to be doing the undead faction for his Bushido army. Pretty cool. He's already painted some of them. So he's got a head start on me at the minute. Well, this is what I was talking about, Kador, when we're doing speed painting using techniques and other tools to get things done fast. Because all I have to do is essentially base coat, then hit it with the oil wash, clean up the oil wash, and then do some chipping, do a bit of weathering. YouTube chat is weird. Why? What's wrong with it? Tell me. So, might as well plug this in while I'm here. Anybody who's in chat at the minute or whatever, I've created a membership program for YouTube now with 3 different tiers. So check them out, check out the benefits. It comes with some emotes and some stuff like that for chat. And then the higher tiers up have much more benefits. The highest tier is going to have exclusive live streams, which are all going to be based around tutorials. So that tier of membership, when we start getting them through, I'll be doing one-to-one or group classes with you, painting what you want me to paint and teaching you what you want me to teach you. So I'm excited for that. I already do one-to-one tuition. That's on my Patreon. So I've got a couple of options for you, basically. You can't see anybody's messages. Oh, weird. Just refresh it. Refresh it, Kador. See if refreshing YouTube does it. Streamlabs music's been pretty good, actually. What's weird for me is, like, usually on Twitch, I can, in my admin screen, I can sort of see who's lurking in chat, but I can't on YouTube. So hello to all lurkers. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Enjoying some chilled vibes while we paint some minis. Just going to get a little bit more of the thrash metal out onto the palette, because the black metal does kind of overpower everything. So it's the black metal and the thrash metal here. As you can see, the tone difference. I'm sort of mixing the two together to have like more of a oilier sort of metallic mixed in with the darkness of the black metal. And then we're going to slap a load of rust over it. That's going to be the best bit. I'll rust it for days. Obviously, if you've got any questions about painting, anything like that, just hit me up, let me know, and we can have a little natter about it. Not a problem. And if you do want to showcase any of your stuff, join the Discord community. I think I'm just going to hit all of this with metallics here, because we've got all these little metallic bumps along the staff of the axe. It's actually a very smart thing to do, actually, to put these little metallic rivets along the axe haft, because that way they can sort of catch, so you can block with the haft of the axe rather than with, because you're not really going to block with the blade of an axe, are you? That's quite a clever way of doing it, when you can sort of catch people's blows on it. Have you seen Westphalia Miniatures? They have been making stuff for Morkborg recently. Oh, cool. I'm going to have to check those out, dude. Jojo, I've not seen those yet. Westphalia Miniatures. I'm just going to copy and paste that into a tab so I can check it out. Morkbork again is another 28 themed. Oh, they've got some really nice stuff. I like the dragons. Nice. Check these guys out. There's actually a really cool sort of hero that would be really good for a Blight Lord's army as well. For those of you interested in your nurgly goodness. One particular member of chat might be interested in that one as a nice alternate. People do like alternate sculpts for stuff. I think I would really like to do a Mordheim force as well soon. I think if I can fit that in this year, that would be awesome. This is also the joy of not having to do a massive army, is that I can do lots of different styles of sculpt and different armies in different games. Go, right. And we've got 2 of the metallics down. I think this guy's my favourite with the bull horns on. He's pretty cool. Nice track this. See? This song sounds like it's been used in an advertisement advertising camping trips to Scotland. Or like, come and visit England. Come and see the rolling hills. The old pubs. Yeah, this could definitely be used as an advertisement song. YouTube Live can get effed. You're going to have to give me some more information than that. What's wrong with it, Kador? What are you trying to do? I think you've got to open up chat, mate. So if you've got... Right, so here's chat right there, okay? So what you've got to do is click live chat. Apparently. There you go. You click the button. Click on the screen. Click on the button. There you go. Simples. Hi. You can't see. Okay, so you can see your own chat. You can't see anybody else's chat. That's so weird, Kador. Everybody else in chat can see you. I think Kador might be having a senior moment here. Even though he's like a year older than me. Try it on a different device, mate. Try it on a different device. Try it on your laptop or on a PC or not on your phone. See if it works. If not, I would try logging out of YouTube and logging back in. Something like that might work. Like completely refreshing. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Super delayed, okay. How are you guys finding YouTube Live anyway? For those of you, I know, like, I stream a lot on Twitch and have been streaming a lot on Twitch over the last 2 years in particular. So we're all quite used to Twitch at this point. But how are you guys finding YouTube live generally? I know it's kind of nice for you to be able to engage with the person in the videos, so that's the main advantage. You can ask what questions you want, you can bring up the topics you want to bring up. Where has this music gone? I mean, I think the music I've got on is called Gamers Lounge apparently, but it's kind of been like cool, jazzy sort of tunes. Quite enjoying it. Bits of fluff. Bits of turnip tuft. I'm thinking like what to do the horns as. What tones, what colours to do the horns on this guy. There's like a wreath thing as well on the top. Turnip the beats. Maybe I'm just a boomer, I don't like change. Personally, I prefer Twitch as a viewer. I get why you and other streamers are on YouTube, but I just can't get on with it. Mate, it's alright. Pink and yellow spots. Welcome in, Chicken Sandwich. How you doing, man? Carrot horns. Don't know. Carrot horns. There are some of the hats with I've kept all the same sort of frogmouth helm like this, to be fair, and this is like the squad leader, because I wanted these guys to look a bit more badass. They live in a swamp. Have you ever seen real animal horns and bones after being in the munch for months or years? They go grey with green patches. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds very fun, Vite. Let's do that, mate. That's tickling my feathers right there. Go like a grey, green sort of horn. I like it. The muck, yes. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Muck like the Pokemon, yeah. Right, I don't think Deep Fried Johnny's in the chat at the minute, but I think he's gone off. But I think he said something about Dark Angels or Black Templars. I can't remember which one he wanted a tutorial on now. I'm gonna have to message him and I'll have a little think, because I like to do whatever I do with a little spin on it. A little bit of a change. I just did a cardio tennis session, lots of sprinting with a bit of hitting some balls. As long as yours didn't get hit, we're safe. So like mossy, mouldy green glaze in patches. Yes, I like the sound of that, dude. I might do like a old sort of looking horn and then add in some other bits. Add in some like mildew and bits of rot on them. So just get the tweeze out, because there's always like little bits of fluff on it. Honestly, that pair of tweezers has been an absolute lifesaver. Now better than a good pair of tweezers, chat. Use Streaking Grime. I tried it on my Blight Kings and it makes a convincing aged horn. Using Streaking Grime. Nice. Well, that could be fun. I've got the AK Interactive Weathering Pencils that we'll be having fun with. So I'll be using them on this as well, like I've done on all the other guys. So yeah, that'll be another opportunity to have a little play with those. Okay, so the Potomacs are done here. Oh no, I didn't do the gloves. Haha. There's always one bit that I missed. I think the hafts of all of the weapons are going to be done in that black as well. So what I did with that is I did German camo grey, and then I took some pitch black, like Abaddon black, and then just sort of mottled it in a little bit so it kind of looks like it's been dipped in rolled in ash. Just kind of my thought processes. I'm thinking like how these can get the colours. So like my knights have dipped their armour, dipped their clothes in the blood and the offal of what remains from the crabs. And I also need to get some yoo-hoo glue, yoo-hoo glue, so I can do some little bits across their mouths. Quite fun. Maybe when I get paid, or when I pay myself, I'll sort that out. Get some ordered. I'm thinking like, does this guy have? Yeah, these should be armored as well. Like the forearms should be armored. That's an awful idea. Oh my goodness, chicken sandwich with the puns today. I don't mind a pun. How are you getting on anyway, fella? Are you off today? You just chilling? Now that you've had your workout, sit down, get some modelling done. You managed to get any more work on your Black Order sorted? Also, I want to know when you're going to get a game in with him, because I'd love to see the pictures. I painted up a Thanos for Chicken Sandwich in June. Wait, are we in June? We're in July yet, are we? We're in July! Jesus! Home bargains / quality save normally have UHU. Ooh. There's a new Home Bargains that's opened up round the corner from me. That might be where I'm going to be going after the stream today. I need to get a new bin. So, winner chicken dinner if I can get both of them. Got some sausage and bacon on the go. Nice. I made focaccia yesterday after stream. So I ate a big chunk of it last night and then had the rest for breakfast. Give half of what was left to my wife, and she was like, "It's too hard." But she's just put like indenture things in to help. They're like braces sort of thing that she has to put in every now and then. So she's been putting them and so her teeth are hurting, so she said she couldn't eat it, which made me very sad because I put all that time into me. Well, there you go. Not really done any modelling. Got some of my kill team built, ready for the bobbleheads. Yes. Chicken Sandwich is doing a bobblehead Necron army, which is going to be really, really fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that put together, dude. Make sure you get the UHU all-purpose glue. Okay, is that... because the one I have is a textile glue. That is not the right one. Yeah, yesterday's stream, I was like trying to glue some stuff together for Bushido, and it wasn't going very well because I couldn't find my glue. I ran out of glue, couldn't find any more glue. I got a UHU glue that's been sat in my drawer for years. Turns out that that's a textile glue and not a like anything to do with the hobby. So it just put like a weird white clump on. It didn't do anything remotely gluey. Does it not make you feel better because there's more of it for you to eat? Well, I'm already full, so I'm going to have to finish that off later. Not the end of the world. I've still got some leftover pasta that I made. All-purpose one in the yellow tube. Awesome sauce. Well, I'll definitely be picking that up. If they don't have it there, I imagine like Screwfix or Tool Station will have it. There's a Screwfix not too far down the road. Right. This is a nice batch size for me. I'm not like a huge fan of batch painting by hand miniatures. But with it only being a small squad size, this is perfect. Like, I'll try to use my airbrush as much as humanly possible on like big armies. It's much easier to do on like 40k in Age Sigmar and stuff. There's a lot of like big wide open areas, but it's not so good with like Turnip28. Although I did airbrush the crabs a bit, like the initial base coats were done with airbrushing. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, there is a full video up of how I painted the turnip crabs. Also last week's live stream where I painted the second crab. Check it out. Buy more super glue while you're there, yes. Yeah, I think I'll probably go, I'll nip to both of them, K-Dors, just so I don't get embarrassed on stream again. I don't think I have any blood for the blood god either, so I'm gonna have to try and like make some sort of weird mix. I probably could just get like gory red or something similar and slap it over and maybe hit it with a black wash or something. Tell you what, I do love a good halberd. Probably one of my favourite weapons. The Swiss Army polearm. It's got a stabbing point or a hitting point for every occasion. Right. Wait. Throw that brush. Get a wee little bit more of that red on there. There's a strap there. I'm just going to do the straps with probably back or something. Keep it simple. Like I say, we're speeding through this army, cracking on. I want to sink all of that extra time that I've garnered into the characters. So my 2 characters. Actually, I'll show you all my characters while we're here. I think you've probably already seen them. So I've got the Scuttle Speaker. So this is actually a Bushido miniature, and I've left a nice big patch here to be done with some water effects for those of you who haven't seen that. So there will be a full tutorial on how I paint him. There's going to be some interesting effects. I'm going to be doing some stuff on this shell, making it look as realistic as possible. Probably use a lot of pale tones so that he stands out, because all of the crabs are like a nice red tone. So I want him to be like more of a interesting looking conch shell with patterns that circle in towards the tip. I'm going to have a look at a load of hermit crabs, see what we want to do for that. Yeah, he's also a little weird mutant dude, so he is mutant crab. But he's the Scuttle Speaker. And we've got this happy chappy. I haven't given him a name yet, but he's going to be a knight. He's another snob. You can barely see what he's doing. He kind of just looks quite intimidating, to be honest. But I'm going to make him very, very rusty. Very, very dark looking, Dark Souls vibes going through. Some patterning on the back. He's not exactly the standard Turnip28 sort of look. That's not really what I've gone for with this army. I've gone for like a medieval sort of style for them as the Knights of the Charybdis. So I may actually change this sword round, because I don't think that's actually, I think it's a scabbard. So I may have to just unstick this sword and get a new one. But I've got plenty of those kicking about. This was a 3D print. I think this was actually a 75mm scale 3D print that I've like really scaled down. But I really like him. Pretty cool, nice and battered. And then, man himself is my Toff, riding his Crab of Doom. So I've put it on the base size 60. It's a 60mm base size. From what I've seen, you can go up to a 60mm base size for Toffs, and I've seen loads of people like do their Toffs with cool conversions and stuff. So I thought, why not? I'll go for something like this. I've gone for this creepy medieval vibe. He's got a cone head because why not? But I got this sculpt because of all of this mutanty weird growths and stuff coming out of him, which is like kind of perfect for what I wanted. Like this very old knight, and like this little bit on his hand here just reminds me of Turnip28, so I thought it was perfect. But the crab is where it's at. So we've got one more crab to paint, but I'm really going to take my time over this guy. Painting style will be similar, but I'm going to just do more highlighting and things like that on him, essentially. Right, let's have a little munch of Haribo. Get some Haribo, give me strength. Ah! Henlo from Jerusalem. Can't stay for too long, but love the turnip. Awesome! Welcome indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No matter where you are in the world. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hail the root. My turnip crabs. I'm just painting up my Knights of the Charybdis at the minute. Sort of how they're going to look. Where they're at the minute. These are the brutes. I'm going to do another squad of brutes. I think for my army, I'm probably going to go quite light on the fodder. So fodder are quite an important element of the game. They're like your massed infantry in Turnip28. So I think I'm going to go very fodder light on this army, and then when I do my second regiment, I'm going to go very fodder heavy, because they're going to be like the squid cult. So we're going to have lots of like robed, mutated fodder running around. I do really like the idea that somebody in chat said before. I have to try and follow up on that one and read through the messages again to try and, unless he is still in chat and can DM me or post it in my Discord. I want to see. He's basically saying about a cult that essentially has a giant tentacled monstrosity that spawns in the middle of the board, and each turn spreads tentacles out. So I think that would be perfect for the Cult of the Squid regiment. The Cult of the Great Squid, named after our Discord. Speaking of which, please join the Discord. The link is in the video. And of course, if you would like to support the channel in any way, there is multiple ways of you doing that. You can become a member. You can check out my Etsy store. Use the code TURNIPTIME. And you can get 15% off your order. Doesn't matter on the size of the order, literally 15% off anything. Then I'm also a commission painter, so please get in touch. We can discuss your commission. For those of you who are new, I'm here on YouTube. We're trying to. I'm usually a stream on Twitch Wednesday and Fridays, but we're doing YouTube every Thursday. Trying to build up the community on YouTube as well. I'm putting more of my efforts into YouTube, trying to make more videos. So check it out if you get a chance, as there's plenty of YouTube videos up. And we're doing more Turnip28 content as well. I've got some tentacle misprints that I plan to use as terrain, so that sounds even better. There you go. Dude, we need to find out what the name of this cult is, so I might literally just pull up the rules now. I hope Max doesn't mind if I show it. Oh, it may also sneeze. Hang on. Oh, goodness me. Oh, quick reference, 4 rules. Cult of the Swelling. Chris, I don't think Max will mind if I pull up his rule set for everybody to see. If he does, then I can just chop out this bit of the video. It's a free download as well, and obviously if you want to get access to the Turnip28 rules, go on his Patreon. The link is in the description of the video, so definitely check that out if you're interested in Turnip28. Browse source. Nope, not browse source. Sorry, I'm just trying to add a jig. Window capture, that's the one. There we go. Okay, let's have a little look at for Cult of the Swelling. So cults, page 32. There you go, followers, brutes, chaff. Yeah, look, 6 models. So I need to build more brutes. I think I will do some cavalry as well. I do have a unit of guys that I did for my Bretonians, but they need a lot of converting, so I'll probably have to sort that out separately. Strangling Harry's Wretches, Slug's Lament, Todd's Folly, Fungivorous Herd. This is new. Hungerous herd allows you to take one herd unit as followers instead of a core unit when building your regiment. Scare the swine. Unit for a snob from this regiment may frighten a herd within range. Interesting. These look fun. I've not seen those before. The Grand Bombard is the big old cannon. Brotherhood of Greed. They're quite cool. Got the mutations. Recession of Woe. That's the one with the Red Ribbon Society, growing your vegetables, prize wizards. Growing their vegetables, that sounds funny. The Feast of the Cryptis, here you go, this is the Scuttlers. Wow, the Scuttlers have got 10 attacks. I haven't actually looked at their profile for a while, but jeez, they're actually really fucking good. 5 wounds, 10 attacks. Hey, excited to play a game with them. To be fair, they've got to be able to fight with fodder, and they've got 12 of them, haven't they? Lopers of the Marsh. I was thinking of doing a couple of these Lopers for my faction as well, just because I can then like swap out which cult I'm running, not use the grabs and have the Lopers instead. Leech Lovers. Uprising of the Louse. This is a very cool one. I haven't seen that many people do much with it. Saint Lemai's rocket batteries, yeah. The Temple of Swellings. Is that the one? Cult of the Swelling. Here we go. This is the one, the swollen one. So this is what we're looking at, chat. So once per game, instead of ordering a unit, you may hurl the swelling. Select a single follower model anywhere on the board with no more than 2 wounds. Remove the target model and put the swelling in its place. If there are any models in the way, their controller must move them up to 6 inches so that they are at least 1 inch away from the swelling, maintaining coherency, obeying the 1 inch rule if they cannot meet these conditions. The swelling is represented by a bulbous growth on a 4 inch by 100mm diameter circular base. Swelling grows tendrils, which are represented by roots, on a 125mm wide and 400mm long bases. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one to do. So, the swelling and its tendrils are treated like a single piece of dangerous terrain with these special rules. Unquestionably appalling. No unit may deploy or end its move within 1 inch of the swelling. Okay, so it's a really good area denial tool. Abnormal growth. At the start of a round, the swelling sprouts 3 tendrils. Place a tendril one at a time with the narrow end of the base contact with either the swelling or another tendril, and at least 1 inch away from all units, other terrain and objective markers. This is possible. Grasping Horror. If a tendril is placed within 3 inches of a follower unit, that unit must immediately take a dangerous terrain test. The swelling can only ever force 2 units per round to take dangerous terrain tests. And as we know, dangerous terrain tests are very powerful because people roll 1s all the time. And that's how you get pulled into the marsh. It's everywhere. Friendly or enemy units fail dangerous terrain tests on a 1 and a 2. Oh, wow, okay. This is really good. These are really good. So you force dangerous terrain tests with the tendrils. And then Merlin Cooper, yeah. Game over. I've designed and printed swelling tendrils, bases. Hang on. After just check chat. I've designed and printed swelling tendrils bases 1 inch by 4 inches. Okay, that's pretty big. Like, obviously you want to have as large a size as you possibly can, right? So that you can try and make people take lots and lots of dangerous terrain tests. But this sounds really powerful. Wow, on a 1 or a 2 for the failure. Rootlings. Making shadowy pacts with the marsh, your regiment has been blessed by swarms of rootlings. You must take at least 1 unit of rootlings as followers. 6-man unit. Your regiment may contain any number of rootlings. Interesting. Oh, mate, this is going to be so much fun. I can do so much with this. Strange vegetable creatures waddle forth, dragging their newfound friends, kicking and screaming into the mud. They are... They don't have a very good profile in terms of like attacks. They've got 2 attacks each. 7+, so you need to roll a 6 and then a 4 to wound anyone, and then to save a wound you need to roll a 6 and then a 4. 7+. Okay, but it has uproot. When this unit is killed at the start of the next round, place the unit within a piece of dangerous terrain. Okay, so it can never die. The rootlings keep coming back, basically. Rootlings may use uproot to be placed within 3 inches of the swelling. Okay. Marshborn, and it always passes dangerous terrain. This sounds like a lot of fun. Via the marsh. The Holy Hand Grenader. The Temple of Swelling is a bizarre cult which aims to control the board with every expanding terrain piece and do for its prey. Players may wish to represent the swelling with plasticine, adding more to the lump as it grows. That's funny. Just get a lump of like kids like putty, throw it at the table, and just like make tendrils. I like the sound of that. That's quite fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this chat. I think we'll do some serious kit bashing with that, and I'll come up with some very squid-esque stuff for my swelling. I think that sounds fun. So stay tuned. Definitely not going to start on that until I finish this regiment off. So, with close combat weapons, the rootlings are on 6s. Okay, so that's not too bad. Can they have close combat weapons? They are a load of vegetables. Can you give the? Does that mean you can give the rootlings ranged weapons? That's mad. If you can give the rootlings rifles, that's hilarious. I mean, to be fair, considering they can keep coming back to life, like if you kill them, they can literally just respawn again. That kind of makes up for the fact that they're really bad in combat, and they're literally just there as like a tar pit unit. So I kind of like the idea of that. And then I could probably go with like a load of musketeer like troops with like ranged weapons, maybe have a stump gun, and like literally sit at the back, have the swellings doing all of its work, locking everything up. The only issue is like getting control of objectives might be an issue. So maybe that's where the rootlings come in. I can like throw the rootlings at objectives. They have to have close combat, okay. Rootlings in the Wig Maker's Legacy cult can take black powder. That's just hilarious. Man, I can't wait to see, like, there's been loads of, I've got, like, there's so many cool 3D printing sculpts out there. That I'm already getting ideas in my head on what prints to use for rootlings. I also kind of like the idea of that mushroom one as well, because the mushroom one, I have some prints for like really cool looking weird mushroom monsters. But I remember being told that mushrooms weren't really an aggressive force in Turnip28, that mushrooms were kind of like nice, chatty, sentient critters that just sort of like chill, eat all the detritus, enjoy life. That's really cool though. Honestly, it's been a while since I've like read through the book, the rules. So I'm trying to like recapture back up again on what's going on. There's been loads of updates, loads of new cults and things. There's mercenaries as well. They've added loads of mercenaries and things. My swelling is going to be a giant truffle. Rootlings is the fungi. Oh, that's cool. Bit of truffleage. Yeah, I've definitely got to do that squid theme, though, haven't I? It's got to be done. Alright, I think we've got all the metallics on these boys now, and then all that's left to do is just get the browns and sort of base coat some of the other bits on the bases. I'll do the belts in black, I'll do the scabbard, the hafts of the weapons. I'm going to do this fella's horns as well, I'm not forgetting those. I'm just going to slap a load of brown and some greens on the turnips on the back of everybody. The root. So let's get some German camo grey out for the base coat of the black. And then chat, we can do the oils. And I know that's why you're all here, is so you can see oils getting slapped on stuff. Honestly, I do really appreciate you coming back and hanging out with me this afternoon. Big shout out to Chris, Jojo, Merlin, Larkbeard, Vite, Chicken Sandwich, Kador, Andre, Gloin, Munchie, Sinkmaster, Rick Lacey, Deep Fried Johnny, my boy. Thank you everybody who's joined in. Aim is to just have a nice happy Thursday afternoon. Paint some miniatures, and if I encourage you to paint some miniatures, then that is a win. Because that's what I like to hear, man. I love that people are getting into the hobby. I love seeing where you're all up to. And of course, if you want to share any of your work, you're more than welcome to do so. Stick it in the Discord. We'll have a nice little look together. Yeah, no worries, pal. Working and lurking, it's all good. This music hasn't been half bad either, to be fair, for free music. You're also keeping an eye out for your Dawnbringers box, so... What's this, Vite? Have you managed to get yourself some more stuff? I think you may have ordered this last week, though. Alright, there with that, we'll just get a little bit of... No, actually, we're done. We've got all the black bits on him. Yeah, no worries. Ordered it yesterday, cheeky beaky. Nurgle set with the can never see that because there's like a love heart on the flipping chat, so I can't actually see what's in the bottom right hand corner. There we go. Dawnbringer's set with the 2 bug riders, the horse dude and the extra blight kings. Oh, nice, dude. Your wife is going to melt your face off. Do that strategy I told you about. Put them into an existing box set and just say that you took it over to a mate's house. But to be fair, if she's also working from home and you get a parcel, like you saw then, like I can't sneak anything past my wife like anymore. She literally will get to the post before I do because I'm always sat in here with my headphones on. So there's no way around it for me. In fact, I think I've already got some models in mind for these cultists that I'm going to do. So I think the cult of the Great Squid will be all will be cultist models, probably from Bestiaire and Miniatures. I might just like pick up the 3D files from Bestiaire and Miniatures. I'll have a look and see who's got the coolest looking. But I do want to obviously bash them with turnip bits, so I want to have like the turnip. I want to have the hoods and the cowls as a big part of the process, with like maybe like bits of tentacles coming out. And I think I'm going to really kit bash them. I've really tried my hardest at green stuff because I'm not that good at green stuff work, and I need to practice. So it'd be a good opportunity to do that. She works at school, thankfully. Once this box out is done, I will be ready for some Warcry. Nice. Oh, dude, I'm going to have to get my Deepkin sorted so we can have a game. I've not put any more paint on the fish. So, Sharky's not had anything more done to it yet. And this fucking fin keeps coming out. It's really annoying me. Sharky and George. I definitely need tentacles coming out of faces. This is where we're at with the shark. I'm thinking of actually like really increasing the white along the bottom because I was looking at some pictures of great white sharks. I've gone for like a pale on the underside and then a brighter, like more intense blue on the top. But I think I'm going to really try and pop that white a little bit more. Because like when you look at a great white, it's got like a really big difference. Make them all a bit like mind flayers. That's what I'm thinking, dude. Like similar to that. And then they literally throw like a weird Cthulian hatchling that they've grown, which is the swelling, right? You not seen the sharks? They're called the Idenef Deepkin. I also have eel riders. An Age of Sigmar army. If you can imagine sea elves, you're not far off. Got this guy as well. I don't know where the head is for that. I think they're awesome. I actually really can't wait to start baiting them as well. But that'll be some Games Workshop videos because I have to do the Games Workshop tax as a content creator, so that can be some videos on Games Workshop. The occasional how to paint a Space Marine or something like that. I know there's 1,000,001 videos of those out there at the minute. That's kind of why I wasn't really interested in doing any Games Workshop stuff. There's also AOS 28, which is like a conversion thing for that. I also really like Old Hammer and Old World, so I probably will focus maybe on Old World content rather than like 40k stuff. Maybe some more time as well. Anybody in chat anybody in chat planning on doing any more time? I'd really like to sink my teeth into some more time. So many things to do, so little time. I'd love to do some more time. I'll see how Warcry goes, and then I'll try it. How does that work then if all the other factions are land-based? Okay, Vite, if you don't know anything about the INF Deepkin, so basically, imagine the elves have learned how to how to explain this now. They've sort of like they're able to conjure this special sea that appears around them that allows all of their magical sea creatures to swim, and essentially they're all flying, right? It allows the sharks to fly, the giant tortoise, the eels, everything to fly as if it's swimming. It's really strange. So it really like adds loads of cool ideas for basing as well. And I've got some really interesting things I want to do. I'd love to do some more time. I've got a load of the original Skaven miniatures somewhere. Nice. Yeah, well, if you do a Skaven Mordheim faction, that'd be pretty sick. I'm thinking that my Turnip28 Cult of the Great Squid, we'll call it. I think I can use that in both games. I reckon I can use that in Mordheim as well, because there's definitely like an evil cult, chaos cult sort of thing in Mordheim. And then I can maybe make like a spawn, and like my rootlings and stuff could be used as like creepy things. Mate, that's it. Epic basically do some sick underwater stuff. Yeah, I've seen those. I'm going to be downloading some of those. Also, what's really, really cheap is going to an online aquarium shop. So if you ever want to do any like jungle stuff, like jungle terrain, literally just go to like an aquarium store or an aquarium shop online or whatever, and they sell tons and tons and tons and tons of cool looking like plastic vegetation and things. It's quite awesome, like how much they've got. I'm just going to do this top bit petal thing in metal. Right, that's two guys with the black base coated, pretty much. We're nearly ready for oil wash. Some of the aquarium rocks are really cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea for doing like big monstrous creatures. I also have this sick. So one of the best bits about the the Sea Elves is you get this giant shipwreck. It's absolutely huge. Look at that. It's like bigger than my head. This is a terrain piece that you just get for free. So you can just put this terrain piece. You can split it up into two, or you can have one giant one, right? And the point is, all of your Sea Elves get a 6-up keel no pain. Been saving that joke. If anybody remembers the feel no pains from Horus Heresy. Yeah, they can literally spawn that. They literally spawn it, mate. So a lot of Age of Sigmar factions basically have a free terrain piece that they can put down. And that is the Idoneth Deepkin one. It sort of just appears as the Deepkin summon the strange magics that they utilise to allow them to come onto land in their raiding parties. Strange mystical shipwrecks and creatures of the deep and coral and stuff start sprouting everywhere, essentially. It's kind of cool. Plus, like, Age of Sigmar is like super high fantasy, isn't it? Suspend your disbelief. It makes no sense, no. That's Age of Sigmar for you. I mean, it does sort of explain it in the rulebook. I'm probably explaining it in the worst possible way, but it's something to do with the magics that they employ to allow their sea creatures to fly on land. They dump their junk on your lawn before they fight you, yeah. They literally bring a shipwreck with them and hoist it on your lawn and then fly away. It's actually, like, considering they're good guys, right? They're an order faction in Age of Sigmar, right? Their entire purpose is to raid other sentient beings' areas and steal their souls and then run away. They basically come, raid, steal people, like kill people, steal their souls and run off because they don't have proper souls themselves, as Slaanesh devoured. They're like this, like I think the history is that Teclis, he basically became a god at the end of Old World. He essentially tried to create a race of elves. And because Slaanesh had stolen a load of stuff, he ended up making like half souls. Basically what the Deepkin are. So they can't, I don't think they can reproduce. They have to like steal people's souls so that they can then create new Deepkin. But they can also resurrect Deepkin as well. Like they're a semi-undead elves. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Like I actually kind of like the lore. Quite grimdark. It's very nice. Right, he's got his done. One more to go. Did I do his dagger, actually? No, I didn't. I forgot to do the dagger. There we go. That's weirdest faction games which I've ever come up with. They've come up with some pretty weird shit. Let's be honest. Age of Sigmar lore, man, it's all over the shop. The only thing I like is that they are sea elves and that there are sharks. They're literally elves riding sharks. And if you like your old Games Workshop lore, then that will remind you of a certain faction of Eldar called the Exodites. And there's a cool sort of parallel between the two there. Maybe we will one day see Eldar Exodites in the verse. But for me, this is sort of like the fantasy equivalent of that. That's how I see them. So he's got like a little strap there, and then I think I'm going to do a little bit of brass on this guy. Brass is just going to look a bit weird. We're keeping it simple, chat. We're keeping it simple. I'm just gonna do it in a metallic script. I'm not overcomplicating these guys at all. A bit messy there, to be fair. Let's tidy that up a bit. Kind of like the Beastmen as well. The Beastmen are pretty cool in the old world, but they were always like terrible in the game. Like, the lore behind the Beastmen was always very awesome. We've got little roots coming out the top of this guy's head. I think we're going to do that in the Mojave White. With probably a little touch of some purple as well. Grab a little bit of purple. Water this purple down the scooch. Will all make sense soon, chat. Everything starts to come together once the oil washes down. Then we get to start highlighting and things and having some fun. Okay. Get that haft of his weapon all lubed up. And then last thing to do before we, well, I do need to do the little colours of the bits on his base, to be fair. There's a little swamp tuft as well. Might change the tone of the swamp tuft on this. Like, I put one on this crab, but I'm going to change the tone of it. Probably go with that darker, like camouflage green, I think, instead. Right, roots themselves, we're going to do brown. So we've got the same sort of tone that I used on base earlier. Black that in. And then I'll grab some camouflage green and we'll just sort of pick out some of the edges. That's my nice brush. Don't want to use that for this. What am I doing? How's everybody getting on this fine afternoon? This week's gone by so quick already. I've only managed to get half the stuff that I wanted to get done. I was hoping to have been filming a load of stuff for my next video, but it's unfortunately not been able to do that yet. So we're going to have to do some of that over the weekend. There's that, and then we'll just grab some camouflage green. Got a little bit more down on the palette actually. A little bit of brown in with it. Quite watery actually. For a game colour paint, it's very watery. Try and catch some of the tips and the edges with this green. Go get this down here as well, or a muted tone. Little swamp bush things here. It's very watery. What tone should we do? Probably with a lighter brown, yeah. Going in with a second coat on it. Right. We need to do these mottled horns as well, so I think we'll start doing the bases, get those horns done. The mushrooms will do purple. That's kind of just the theme we've been going for with those. The purple mushrooms. I like to put a little bit of purple on all my miniatures, to be fair. See if I can get a little purple element in there. My favourite colour. You liking this music, bro? Me too, actually. This is literally Streamlabs. Stream Elements, free music, gamers lounge. Got some nice synthy vibes, right? It feels like it's a mixture of lo-fi and synthwave. Because this is definitely a lo-fi song. Go, rooty goodness. And the horns, let's get some, I want it to look like old horns. What paints have we got out at the minute that I can use? Some heavy brown, let's try that. Heavy brown, and then I'll grab, do I have bone cut? There we go, more gassed bone. Probably do. Oh, it's a bit mucky. That'll do. And then we'll grab a bit of this, grab a bit of that, slap some paints together, come up with some mixes. That's how we do it. Speed painting. Nice little halfway house colour. Ivory and deck tan. I've just grabbed whatever is at hand. Heavy brown and the Morgas bone already on my desk. So got that there. Remember that the oil wash is going over the top, so I'll be mindful of that. I'll go for just getting a little bit of this brown, mixing it in a little bit with this while it's still nice and wet, and just start doing a little quick blend. Nice little swifty. Okay. 50. Bish bash bosh. Here we go, super quick. And then I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then we'll do, because remember there is an oil wash over the top of everything, so that's going to help tie everything together, but we've quickly just blended a tone there to feather it out a little bit. Different browns already on the palette, and then we'll get that yellowy green, I think, and do some stuff. I've been quiet doing some grocery shopping while I listen to AOS Elf rambles. Well, appreciate you stopping by, Larkbeard, and hanging out with us this afternoon, and everybody who's joined us in chat. We've had a great day today. A lovely stream once again on YouTube. It's been fantastic. We've made some steady strides on these brutes since they were literally undercoated, and we're pretty much ready for the oil wash on most of them. So all I'm doing is just quickly getting the little tuftage on the back. Like my plan for the channel, I'm going to be adding, well, it's generally something that I want you to be able to put on while you're doing other stuff and you're hanging out. You want some chill music and you want to watch some painting, and then I'm going to have some more dedicated painting sort of guides. And for example, when I paint some display standard stuff, I want to try and showcase like different techniques, and you get to see like a full paint through video. I also want to try and do some more cut down videos as well. So those of some people have suggested they'd like to see like more highly edited videos, so I'll focus on those as well. I've got a Gaslands tutorial that's already halfway cooked, just needs to be finished off. On salt chipping, so if anybody's interested in Gaslands, which is another really awesome, really fun indie game that I'd highly recommend anybody doing, especially if you've got kids. It's a fun one that you can do with them. You just literally get their Hot Wheels toys or toy cars and combine them with your 40k bits and make some Death Race Mad Max crazy cars. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I haven't got any of them at hand right now, but I'm going to be making a war rig, so I'm probably going to do a full video on a war rig for you as well. So many ideas, like I said. Just need to finish stuff off. That's why I'm focusing on the turnip stuff until I can get that finished, and I can focus on getting some of these other ideas out of my brain. When I do a little squid con, I'm gonna sort of, I don't know if we'll call it squid con or if we'll just have a little squid meet. Like a really long tuft there, that's cool. I want to basically hire somewhere where we can have a load of like tables and get everybody down, play like loads of different unusual weird games, as well as your usuals if you want to play Age of Sigmar, 40k, whatever. But mainly it'll be, you know, try out Turnip28, try out Gaslands, and go at Necropolis 28, you know, stuff like that. So I want to try and invite some people down. Need to get it organised. I will pull my finger out, chat. I will get cracking with it. Just sort of getting settled into how things are now with the channel. And like trying to maintain my current flow at the minute, because I'm like trying to make so many videos a week. 3 streams a week. I'm trying to make a video each week. Editing is the one. No, editing takes forever. If I could afford to pay for an editor, I would. But, you know, I'm learning as I go. Right, that's that one, and some, I think I need to get some more paint out from my favourite. Where's it gone? Battle Dress Green. Honestly, this paint's been so good. Like, I've used it on loads of turnip stuff. It's like this lovely greeny brown colour from P3. I don't even know if you can get it anymore, but it's just a really good colour. You can obviously mix it. You just need like a leather brown, mix it with a dark green, maybe a bit of yellow in there, who knows. But it works so well with different greens. It makes some unusual colours. I've literally just mixed camouflage green with battle dress green here. So I've got like a weird dark yellowy bush thing. Nice variation in our foliage. Before we grime it all up. A nice even base coat. When the oils go down, it'll pretty much do a lot of highlighting and shading for us. It's just the nature of the oil. How they work. Do any of the stuff on this guy's base actually. I just need to quickly do that. Awesome. Last one. He's got his tufts coming out of the top of his head. He also needs a little bit of coverage on the haft of his weapon. It's like olive drab from Vallejo, yes. Have you used the Daka colour conversion chart before? That's the one I use. That's like my go-to colour conversion chart usually. Alright, so what we can do next is, before I do the mushrooms, we'll just slap the rust effects over all these metallics. That is next on the agenda. Because while that dries, get the mushrooms painted, and then we're ready to go with the oils. Just sack off the official, yeah, buddy. Mixy, mixy, mixy's the way to go. We just learn more about painting if you just mix your paints. Like, you see all the different tones coming together. So I'll just add a little bit of yellow to this green, see what happens. Yeah. Oh, we need to add some green to the horns as well. We're going to use that idea that Vitae's put in our heads. Like, give it a bit of like old rotten-y look to the horn. We did on the other. There we go. I'll probably do a little bit more of that as well after we've done the oil wash. Right, here's the horns that we did. Here's what we did earlier with a simple wet blend. Grab a little bit of this, and we'll just add in some simple little highlighty bits across the top there. Boom, boom, boom. That's that. And then we'll just get some of this green here. Water it down. And we'll just add a little bit of like a greeny browny bit to it. Right, well, we'll see how that looks like after the oil washes. So, mushroom time. Right, I've just grabbed some of the purple and I've literally just mixed it in with the brown till we've got a nice dirty effect. Royal purple from Game Colour. I'll probably mix a little bit of red in with this. Get some magenta going on as well. Nice little tones moving through. Then we'll get some more regular royal purple for the caps. I do love Game Colour paints, chat. Game Colour paints are where it's at. I do love how highly pigmented they are. Like, I literally bought this set yonks ago. First paint set, full paint set I ever bought was the Game Colour set, and it's lasted me a very, very long time. Done pretty darn well, and I've only had to replace a paint here or there, but generally I've not had to replace anything. That's just the nature of using dropper bowls. Tend to not run out very quickly. I like my mushrooms pale as death. Oh, I like a bit of purple, mate. I could do a bit of a pale one. Right, tell you what we'll do, mate. Just for you. I'll grab a bit of Mojave and we'll do some little bits of slightly paler mushroom, or of a lilac. Like so. And let's just get a couple of little bits of white, tiny bit of purple. We'll just do a couple of little dabs. These are swamp mushrooms, these, mate. Nice and vibrant. I always go for a glowing stuff for a base, like magical rocks, glowing mushrooms. Yeah, that's where it's at, mate. Like, it just adds this really nice bit of colour pop that comes through on the base, doesn't it? Just makes me happy. Whatever makes you happy is what you should paint. Get old Bob Ross on it. Oh, we said we were gonna. I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to do the rust. We need to rust things before we do any more mushrooms, because I want to have something to paint while the rust dries, because we can't go straight over. Basically with the rust we're just slapping it on, chat. We're going all hell breaking loose on these poor metallics. They're going to be rusty. This is the Army Painter technical paint. Quite old now. There's probably a new version of this. It's pretty good, you know. It just gives everything a nice orange tinge. The more I build it up, the more of a rusty effect I get. A nice little tool you can use. And we'll get some on the weapon itself as well, of course. Go quite strong in this and like dab it on a little bit more like little blobs, little rusty blobs. Hook it all into everything. Then once the oil wash is done, we'll literally be coming back with some metallics and we'll just be sharpening and picking out some highlights. Simple. Full Goths Shudderhood. Nice. Such a weird name. I like it. Full Goths Shudderhood. Shoulda, woulda, coulda hood. What's that then? Is that like a new Age of Sigmar box that's just come out with the new models? That you get the new Harbinger, which is pretty cool. He'd make an interesting Turnip28 model as well. Like this big lad with a huge scythe on the back of a pale horse. Slapping all this lovely rust down everywhere. A lovely day. One with the new Harbinger, yeah. So is that the only new model that comes in it, or do you get some new versions of the Blight Kings in there as well, bud? Nurgly horse. Horses for courses. Just gonna dipple dapple. Stipply rapple. All this lovely, lovely rust everywhere. Hey, what makes you happy? Try painting my cat. She makes me happy. She did not like that. I'll tell you what I did. I've started doing this. So I've got two cats. The male cat, Ziggy, He kind of doesn't really clean himself that well. He's not very good at cleaning himself. He's a bit of a stinker, shall we say. So I'm having to try and encourage him to clean himself, because obviously I don't want to give him a full bath. Can't take that. So I've taken to, because he loves getting up on top of the sink and having a drink of the sink from the running water, right? So he'll do that, and then I'll just get up and let him have a drink, and then just start getting warm water and just pouring it on him, and like stroking him and like rubbing it in, getting him all wet. And half the time he doesn't even notice. And that's been quite an effective way of getting him to clean himself, because afterwards he's like, oh, I'm wet, and then he starts licking himself and cleaning himself properly. Silly boy. I think it's because he was in a small litter, and his sister, that I wish we'd also adopted his sister, to be honest, but I already have a girl cat, so we've got our first cat, Nifa. And she's a bit of a sass queen. She's the tortoise shell. She's got something called tortitude, right? So she hates everybody else. She hates everything. Every other cat. So including Ziggy, she hisses at Ziggy, even though they've been together now for 6 years or 5 years. Funny. But like, Ziggy's sister used to clean him all the time. It was really cute. Let's really catch up. The Blight Kings look the same. I'm not sure about the flying bloat flies. Yeah, they came in a set, which is like a start collecting set ages ago. You used to get like 2 flies, bloat fly dudes, which look really cool. Flies have a secondary option to upgrade it to another type. Interesting, so that's an addition. That sounds like a new version. I just made a joke in work chat, and the only person who got it, now I know who the Warhammer nerd is. I may need to call in sick. Full Goth's Shudderhood has arrived. You should have just said your Blight Kings have landed or something. Hey man, what kits did you use for the base of these? Oh wow, well, now that you mentioned it. Firstly, show you my crab. This is crab B. So there's crab A and crab B. Just need to rim his base. Crab A. This is on a full painting tutorial on the channel. Check it out. It's there. 2 hours worth of pure painting goodness. So you get to see the whole process, freehand and everything. Oh, and Mr. Spiky just fell off. To answer your question, pal, I run an Etsy store. One of the ways that I'm able to do what I'm doing. I'm a commission painter. I run a 3D printing Etsy store, and I'm making content. So, live streams and all sorts. Check out the Etsy in the description. There's a code on there. So check that out. Use the code TURNIPTIME, all exclamation marks, for 15% off my Etsy store. All of these mushrooms and swamp tufts and all sorts. Turnip bits, ferns, mushrooms, etc., etc. They're all on there. All on there. And they don't break the bank. So check it out. Link is in the description. And don't forget, if you do see something you like, use the code TURNIPTIME. You can only get that code through watching these videos and checking the description. But then I'm not going to take that code down. So the code is literally going to be there for every single person who watches my content. They're all essentially getting a 15% voucher for my store. As a big thank you for the support, basically. Also, welcome in. How are you today? What have you been working on, dude? I also sell all the conversion parts, so all of the bits that you see here. I mean, not the actual bodies themselves, but I do sell like some Highlands in War stuff that I need to get all the products up for. I'm really just gonna have to pull my finger out this weekend and just get all the products uploaded, because I've got hundreds of products I still haven't even uploaded. What kit did I use for my brutes? Okay, so the kit I used for the brutes was from, oh goodness, what was it called now? Medieval Knights. I think they're, no, War of the Roses Knights or something like that from Warlord Games, Black Powder. So Warlord Games have a Black Powder range. I think they were from that, like Foot Knights they were called. I bought them for my Bretonian army. To do like like some cool looking Foot Knights. My Bretonian army have like a sort of a different feel to them than your normal Bretonian stuff. More of a Crusader vibe is what I went for. But yeah, I've ended up not using them for that and using them for Turnip28 instead. I also have a load of Fireforge Games bits, so like all my chaff and stuff, and my fodder, like the fodder for example. I do want to, I am going to change some stuff on my fodder. I want to add some backpacks and stuff to them, and maybe some quivers. So I need to find some 3D printed quivers so they actually have some ammunition. But yeah, those are all Fireforge Games, and you get like a ton of stuff in those Fireforge Games boxes. Yeah, I've gone for like a more of a medieval vibe on my guys because they are the Knights of the Charybdis.
You really mustn't, darling.
Thank you for joining us. We've had a lovely chill Thursday afternoon on YouTube. I usually stream on Twitch. We start doing YouTube live streams as well. So Wednesdays and Fridays we're on Twitch, and Thursdays we're on YouTube. If you've enjoyed today's vibes, join us for much more on Twitch. There's a lot more things you can do on Twitch as well. I've just been amassing sprues for my turnip army. I really appreciate the direction. Oh, you're welcome, dude. I'm going to be doing, like I say, I'm going to be doing this every week. I'm also going to do an exclusive Brutes tutorial, which I want to try and make it so it's a shorter video than my crab video, because the crab video is 2 hours long. I just received an order from the store. Awesome. Hey, Tim Johnson. Welcome in. Small world. You just received an order from my store. That's mega news, dude. What did you get? Did you get some turnip bits? I'm guessing. I actually have like a load of parcels to drop off at the post office this afternoon as well. Tim, in the description of this video, there is a code for 15% off the Etsy store. If you'd like to indulge yourself in other bits, maybe some basing material, all of the little bits of basing here, all of it's available on my store, from mushrooms to tufts to swamp bits and pieces and ferns, etc, etc, etc. They're all up on the store. But yeah, use TURNIPTIME, the code TURNIPTIME, 15% off. I want to keep that as like an exclusive discount for those of you who have joined us on the live streams and on the videos. Just to say thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the vids, really. I do, honestly, I do really, really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to do a lot more YouTube stuff these days. I also do commission painting as well, so if you're interested in any commissions, do get in touch. But with turnip stuff, I want you to do it yourself. Because turnip is all about creativity and enjoying yourself and having fun. Like for me, I'm not doing anything display painting. I am going to start some Star Wars Shatterpoint commission next week. That's going to be display painting. So you can see the different styles, but this is fun, fast and dirty. It's awesome. Postage is a killer though. New Zealand is a long way. Yeah. Well, you might have to save up and get a load of stuff in one go, right? I know a few people who have in the past ordered stuff, made me like commission me to paint it, so you get everything done in one go, and then I ship it all in like a really secure box. I have done that before. So we've hit everybody with the Army Painter Dry Rust, and while that is rusting, I'm just going to quickly get these purple mushrooms sorted out. We love a bit of purple on this channel. I'm just going to grab a little bit of red as well. We're just going to do a little bit of mixing on the fly. Big thumbs up for delivery time. Oh, I'm impressed that it's got to you so quick. It must have been one that I shipped last week or something. Yeah, we don't mess about on this channel. We work fast. While things are still wet, we're just going to do a quick little blend. Mixing in some lighter tones. Nice and quick. And then I'm just going to blob in some spots essentially. Onto my mushrooms. There we go. Simples. I get a little bit more of that white. Slightly brighter tones. Nice bit of variation going on there. Lovely jubbly. Feather that in a little bit. Cool, that's that mushroom done. We've got 2 more mushrooms to do, and then it's oil wash time. It's the time you've all been waiting for. I do love the oils. That's the whole big fun bit of painting these turnips. Oil washers are where it's at. If you want a nice grim dark vibe, that's what you need to rock. Same as before. A little wet blends going down. Gonna work quick. Get some of this here. I'm just going to quickly just water down a little bit of that darker tone. Get that over the top. Blaze that back a bit. Are the heads of your brutes prints? Yes. Heads of prints, these are the frogmouth helms. So from the basically the free stuff that Max has given. I do sell them also on my Etsy store if you do want and you don't have the ability to print. He's allowed us to sell them. And use the code TURNIPTIME for the discount. So they're the frogmouth set. So there's two different sets. So there's the one that basically get these sorts of style of body and helmet. That's the one you get 22 of them in the pack. 22 variants. And then there's these ones are the frogmouth helms. I've picked those specific ones. There's 12 different variations. I've picked these ones. There's also the Busby sort of grog ones. So if you wanted to do like grogs, there's a grog faction. If you've seen them, I think they're the cult with the veterans, basically the grogs. Some people do ask for Busby only, so they can do some squads of grogs, which are like mean old veterans with like bushy fluffy hats. They do look pretty cool. I kind of like the idea of those, but I've gone for like a medieval knight theme, so I'm not going to use any black powder weapons in my army. In this army, I'm going to do a second regiment with the swelling cult in mind, as somebody suggested in chat earlier. Because I want to do a squid-themed Cthulian sort of army. Lots of mutations, lots of tentacles coming out of people's faces. All of that jazz. Watching a little bit of white over the top. Your white as well. Tie that in with a little glaze. Just get the base tone, wash it down, put water in it, just a touch. Wash that over the top. It's a good tune. Oh, this Streamlabs music has been pretty good. There we go. I think we're done on the mushroom front, so I think we're ready. We're ready, chat, for oils. Oh, this guy's not as rusty though. I think I might just have to rust him out a little bit more. Always good to see where you're at once the rust effect is dried. I've obviously not caked it on enough. You ain't getting away with that. Come here, boy, let's rust you up. Awesome. Right, we're ready for some oils, boys and girls. It's that time of the day. Here we go. Get my oils that I prepared earlier. I've literally just been reusing this same pot of oils. It's been really good. Turps as well. Yeah. There we go, turps. Winsor and Newton. Gonna get all my stuff out of my way so I don't knock and spill and get any gunk on anything. Might just put a glove on for this as well. Safety first. So I basically got a shot glass and I've used a bit of cling film to sort of seal it in, right? See it all at the bottom, it's separated from the turps. So it's half Starship filth, half burnt umber. And then I do have a brush that I use for oils. And we're just going to get it in there, mix it all up. All of it starts to sediment out, right? Because I've kept it sealed, it's not fully evaporated. See? So the turps just give it a bloody good mix. So we're getting all that bit of oil all nicely sedimented in there. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. And off we go. So it's going all over, chat. So slap it on. This is the absolute joy of doing these because it just makes everything really fun and simple. Sloppity doo dah, sloppity day. Oh, what a wonderful day. This is why we're keeping everything super simple as well. I wasn't doing any highlighting or anything. That's going to come at the end after oils have gone down, because we can remove it. You can look at the difference. Grime. We're going to pull a lot of these oils off. That's the big difference with doing a dip or a. Some people, you know, you could do a dip. So, Army Painter did something called a quick paints dip, and it's essentially an enamel. But once it's down, it's really difficult to get off. So you have to be a bit more careful, unless you're really not arsed. But for something where you literally base coat and then dip, kind of perfect for like zombies and shit that you're just going to be mass producing. But that ain't what we're doing here. We're doing rotty stuff that we're going to be pulling off that oil later on, birdieing things up a little bit, and then we'll do some highlights. Recommend anybody who's not got any oils yet to go down to your nearest art shop. You're not really going to get it from a hobby store. You have to go to an art shop, or you can order it online, to be fair. The Winsor & Newton series is very good. A bite lung, I think it's a white lung or something. It's a good brand as well. A couple of good oil brands, to be fair. I'm using the Winsor & Newton Turps because it's odourless, although there is a smell, but it's not a lot. It's a very, very, very light smell. I can survive. Otherwise you'll need to wear a mask. My window is open, and I have got a fan running. So I guess it's circulating any odour that is coming off this, but it is technically an odourless artist Turps. And you'll also use that for your clean off as well. So once this is dry, I'll literally give this a bloody good wash, and then I'll sit and wait for about 2 to 3 hours, and I'll come back to this tonight and take off those, take off that oil. The longer you leave it, the more the oil integrates with the base coats. So it makes it very difficult to remove, but then makes it look a lot more natural, right? The point is, I'm going to be removing as much as I can where I want it. So I want to leave it in all the crevices. I'll take it off some of the areas that will give it a little bit of a faded look, right? Automatically highlighting everything. This is why it's such a good little speed paint. Might utilise this technique for some Age of Sigmar stuff. Maybe if we're going to do a full fantasy army, I'm doing like a nice quick, dirty looking army. In fact, there is a new Empire faction. Cities of Sigmar stuff looks really nice actually, Games Workshop. So I'm thinking about getting some of those, but at the same time, really not want to spend any more money on them. Thank you for your help with the sprues. Gotta go. Catch you on the Brutes tutorial. Awesome, mate. Awesome. I'll see you soon, brother. Hopefully the Brutes tutorial will be available next week. I'm trying to do a big video upload every 2 weeks. I think that's a reasonable thing for me to be able to do because of the editing. But live streams every week. 3 live streams a week. 2 on Twitch, 1 on YouTube. Hopefully catch you soon, buddy. And there we have it. The oils are down. Everything is looking nice and grotty and dirty. And not really that messy, really, to be honest. I'm just going to get a little bit of terps here and pour a little bit in here. Ooh, missed. Oh, I forgot. I've got a little pipette here. Probably try and pull that off. Okay. Okay, never mind. I'll just dab it off. Trying to reuse it. I literally poured a little bit in here so I could try and wash this brush out, basically. So you literally just get a little bit of terps. Wash the brush that you've used in the terps because water ain't going to do shit. And then you can dab that off, essentially, on this paper towel. Pour the rest back in. Waste not, want not. Smells half the fun, yeah, buddy. We have a man of taste in chat. There we go. I've literally not had to use any more oil since I made this wash. I've reused the living shit out of it. Like it's so good. I bet this entire army will have been done with this one mix of 2 oils and a very small amount of terps. Like, if you were to have done that with Agrax Earthshade, you probably would have got through an entire bottle of Agrax Earthshade, right? So it's so much more cost effective. And there we have it, chat. So, in 3 hours and 53 minutes, we have managed to paint a regiment of 5 brutes. Yes, I know there are meant to be 6. I will be building another one. So I'm going to do a unit with shields. And they're going to be fun because we're going to do a lot of freehand on them. Alright. The only thing left to do on these happy chappies is to peel the oils off. And maybe doing some weathering. I've got some weathering pencils. I'll show those off to you as well. I was considering the new Cities of Sigmar Cavalry. Ooh, I tell you what, Jojo. Has anybody thought about doing swill? I was thinking when I saw the Cities of Sigmar stuff that would be pretty cool for Swill, because it's very like heavily armored, right? I've not had a look at the Swill rules yet, so I don't really know like what to go for. Well, that's kind of exciting. That's another project. Let's add it to the list. A myriad of products and projects to do. I think next week I'm going to paint up the character. So I'm probably going to paint up the Scuttle Speaker or the Knight. Or I could do some fodder. We do some more batch painting. I don't mind. There's a lot less metals on them, so it's a lot more like... Oh, tell you what we didn't do again is the stripes. I keep doing this. I forgot to paint the stripes on, for fuck's sake. So, like, well, I did all of the stripes on their garb literally at the beginning of this stream. So, what I'll do is wait for the oils to do their thing, finish the oils off, and then I'll add the stripes after the fact. Whoopsie. We always forget something, chat. Same. I'm still trying to read up on the rules as well. Check it out, dude. I think they'll make a really cool conversion. Stay tuned though, chat. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. I've got some Bushido models here as well that I'm going to be doing some videos on. He's just screaming out for a video, isn't he? I haven't filmed the process of doing the base. I did it live on Twitch on Wednesday, so if you want to see me do the bases, you'll have to get yourself onto Twitch, and there's a VOD for it there. That's my bad. But I'll be adding to that army, so I'll probably do a full tutorial on how I did the bases on that. But I'll paint them up. We've also got some cool like samurai guys to do, which I'm very excited. These are going to be painted up to not like super display level, but like probably a halfway house between the two. Anyways, I can't exactly raid anybody on YouTube. That's another disadvantage of YouTube. But thank you everybody who has joined me and has hung out with me this afternoon. I had a great time. I've had a lovely stream. I hope you have too. This will be up forevermore, so share it with your mates. Drop us a like. That always helps with algorithmic juice. Helps the video, helps the channel. See more stuff. Get more people to see it. Get more people into Turnip28 as well, which at the end of the day is what we all want to do. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you all very soon. Or if you want to join me on Twitch, I'll be live tomorrow from 11 till 4. So lots of love to you all. I'll see you soon.